What's going on, guys? Freak here from the channel Frost and Fist, and I know you're probably sitting here enjoying the Friday night live stream or maybe even the Saturday UK friendly live stream, but I just want to take a few seconds to talk about our merch. That's right, the Frost and Fist got some merch, guys. We got a lot of really cool things that we think you might enjoy, like for example this t-shirt that I'm wearing. You'll see the Wolf Brother wear it on occasion as well. Not only that, we even have coffee mugs. Come on, you don't think a nice cup of Joe tastes heavenly coming from this bad boy? I submit that it does not. We got a bunch of other things out there as well. You can get really nice t-shirts, tank tops. That's right, guys. You can go around flexing your hobby muscles in front of the ladies. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong that way. You can even get socks. You can even get that cool banner like the one we got like that one. That's right, that one. So we got a couple of things. Go check it out, guys. They're reasonably priced, and it will help us to continue this crazy cause. And thanks again for helping us out and giving us some support. Now, back to the show.
I know.
And we're live.
All right. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos.
And I am Freak. Welcome to the show. Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year indeed. And so we've got our first show of 2021. We have definitely been eager to kick 2020 to the wayside. Although, admittedly, not a lot has changed. It's like an extension of 2020 so far. But you know what? That means we got the whole year ahead of us, and things can get better, guys. So we're gonna talk a little wrap up tonight about the things we did and accomplished in 2020, and some things that we want to look forward to in 2021. Things that we're excited about, things that we might work on. And of course, they never go to plan, right? It's always we make a list of things that we want to accomplish, and then typically for me, it's new army. First year I made a list. Boom, gifted the AdMech. Tossed all my plans aside and painted an AdMech army in pretty much a year. Then next thing you know, go back, make another list, say I'm going to paint my knights finally. Boom, I started my white scars. All right, make another plan. Boom, I started orcs. I never stick to the plan. I always start something new. But you guys know your Wolf Brother is a hobby butterfly. But Freak, before we get into the things we want to do, what you been up to, man? What you got for a poke chat?
Well, man, this week's been nothing because I've been on call. Over the
It's been a couple weeks since they've seen
our mug
faces, our visages.
Right, yeah, our money makers.
That's right. So, you can give a couple week update.
Yep. Well, I've been burning the Phasmophobia like crazy, man. That's just a fun game. It's just funny because we were just chatting with some of our friends on our WhatsApp. We're in a group there, and we were finding random things in our house that would kind of refer to the Phasmophobia game. Like I have an actual UV light that I use. I use for different things. One of the best things is finding dog pee. Seriously, it helps. Or stuff like curing resin. It's a great thing for that. Well, I was looking around, I was like, oh wait, turn off my light. No fingies, and it just escalated from there. One thing after another, and somebody sent a picture of an empty sink. No dirty water. That was perfect. That's freaking.
I sent my brand Red Mall meme, and I said, "Look, I brought the salt." As you can see, my sister Heather there in the chat is one of the people I enjoy playing with, and Phasmophobia is just a fun game.
It is.
Shout out to having my sister Heather in the chat, by the way.
Hello.
I'm going to go back and say hello to everybody, but I did like that Y-Bird said, "Hey, it's a girl." Hi.
But yeah, so aside from that, let's see. I did get to paint a few things. One of the things was a really cool present for one of my brothers, which was a lot of fun to do. It's a pretty cool gift that I thought worked out really neat. There he is! I recognize that guy.
Started the basing too. I've got the jungle cover down. So now I just need to put the plants and the leaf coverings and all of that.
Awesome.
And he'll be good to go.
Oh, yeah, it looks really good.
Once I get him all based up, I'll be tossing him up on Instagram for everybody to see.
Very nice. So I'd gotten that done. And, of course, you know, my brother and his 3D antics. I wound up painting his daughter's, my niece's, Ninetail. So got that taken care of. So it was pretty cool. Looks really good. So anyway, so I got a couple of projects that I was able to knock out. It was a lot of fun. Oh,
and the Lady Vader.
Oh yeah, the Lady Vader. That's my brother, one of my brother's projects. Because I'm still learning skin tone and how to not make it look dead. So, but yes, again, it's some pretty cool stuff. I made some changes in my studio. I've installed an actual dimmer for my LED spotlights or track lights. It's kind of nice because now I can actually dim my lights, kind of give it a nice ambience. Watching my dogs looking at me through the French doors. That and I also moved all of my gray into smaller bins. I kind of reorganized and cleaned up a little bit, so now I have actual bins where my my multiple shades of gray are in. You know. So
how many?
I lost count. I don't know.
What do you think, like 30, 40,
probably about 25
50?
to 30. I don't think 50. I don't think that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Only 35 shades of gray?
Maybe. So, I don't know. Like I said, the cool thing is now that I can see it, it's visible, it's in those little bins, it's going to kind of give me a little more motivation to start pulling those out and, you know, working on them a little bit. So, yeah, aside from that, man, it's been a good Christmas, good New Year. I mentioned
30 Shades of Freak. You right. So, what was your last model for 2020? Was it the War Boss? Was it the Ninetails? Was it Lady Vader?
The last one was Ninetails, because yours was the first one that I did prior to wrapping it up. So
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, you should have put the Ninetails up on our Insta. People love seeing that kind of stuff.
I can still do that. I got pics here.
Okay.
Well, you know, my Instagram, you mean?
Yeah, on our Instagram or our book face.
Yeah, I'll do that a little bit.
All right, before I do my catch up, I want to go back and say hello to all these amazing and beautiful people here in the chat with us already. We had Wybird got first here, Richard Smith here too. I know Wybird works nights, but man, Rich Smith must not be getting any sleep tonight. Good to see you, my brothers. We've got again another request from Wybird for his all Spanish show. I told him to keep dreaming. He said he's going to get this guest spot on here one day, and it's going to be an all Spanish show. We got Brother Archer in the chat, hanging out with this lively crowd tonight. We've got, of course, Heather in the chat.
Can't believe what I just did.
Got. What's that?
I put my leg on top of the computer case because I got two running it right now, and my leg just turned off the computer. Why not? Luckily, it wasn't controlling anything. It was just what I was pulling. I was looking at the feed. That's where my that's what I'm looking at you guys from, that monitor. But it's not anything that I'm working on. It's just that's what I was watching, the YouTube post feed. So put my leg up there, went boo, like, oh wait, damn, that just happened.
We've got Brother Oni in the chat. We've got G the Hyper Sapien in the chat. Some pretty awesome people here. We got the X Gear Commander. Happy freaking Friday.
Happy freaking Friday.
And
indeed.
of course, we've got the Pale Orc in the chat. We've got some work we're going to look at from him for Art of the Week.
Very nice.
But he is actually part of both of our hobby update. So if you don't know, and if you haven't been over to the let me make sure I get the Orc community right, because I said the wrong one time while we were on the air. That was an awkward. The 40K Orc community on Facebook. The Pale Orc actually put up a custom Def Dread he had made called a Def Tread, a 3D printing file, an STL that he had made, and I bought a copy of it and begged my brother Freak, who was very, very, very generous and obliging. And yeah, so I bought the file. I can't wait to get that. I told Freak what I wanted. I was over at his place not too long ago saying, hey, these are the parts I want. I want to go 4 custom Mega Blasters, and I'm going to have me a shooty Def Tread. And so I'm really excited to get a hold of that. And when I get a hold of that, I'll be showing you guys online on one of my updates. Hey, this is how the parts look from the file. And it's available on 3D on Colts 3D. Just search the Pale Orc. So yeah, check him out. I should link it at some point with my admin powers. I'll do that after I've finished running my mouth. Also, we got the Dino Leader, Jamjar 34.
Jamjar.
And we got G-San and what's up, Frost and Fist, Mythos and Freak.
Hello. Hey, welcome to the show. Man,
Good to see you, my brother.
Good, lively bunch.
But I'm so impressed by the Def Tread that Pale Orc made, and I'm really excited to review that for you guys, show you guys how the part, how it comes when it gets printed out from my brother Freak, and then when I painted it up, because you guys know sometimes a model can look totally different when it's painted up. I'm going to show you how awesome it looks after I slap some paint down and get it ready to put on the table. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really, really looking forward. I mean, I've already got 3 dreads already. I don't really need 4 dreads, but you know what? It just looks so awesome. I had to get me one. So, and of course, actually, the file for this tread is Def Tread is actually really cheap, and so it is way less than you're going to pay to actually buy a Def Tread. So if you know someone that's got a 3D printer, definitely check it out. Pale Orc's waiting for 9 of them to be printed. He's going to stretch that rule of 3 to the limit. So that's going to be cool, guys. I'm really stoked about that. I've got some other hobby updates too. I finished actually my Def Dread number 2. I did not quite get it done in time for the December project on the 40K Orc community. But you know what? I enjoyed getting this guy done anyway. So I did some heat blooms on... Oops, let's bring it back to the middle of the camera, Mythos. I got some heat blooms done on the exhaust pipes. This one hooked up with 4 buzz saws to get in there for some Malay goodness. And yeah, I just need to finish basing it. I got my jungle cover down, got a log there, and I just need to finish putting the green stuff down. The grass, the moss, all that good stuff.
You've been busy.
Honestly, I have been chipping away at this Dreadnought, or this Def Dread you printed out for me for weeks now. And
it's
so really it's
good,
been
man.
Mostly during meetings. Thank you very much.
Oh.
I really am glad you printed it up for me, because I really like the way he ended up coming out. And my favorite thing, I think, is the way the shading on the red kind of runs into the rusty metal weathering.
Oh, yeah.
Down on the jawline. Yeah.
Yep.
You guys know I really love doing the rusty corroded metal effects.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Thank you, my brother. So that was pretty fun. I got, of course, I started chipping away at Def Dread number 3, but he's still in that early blocking and color stages. I got bored and started doing the checker marks, even though the rest of him still needs to be painted. But I just figured that was something I could do while sitting and running my mouth. And of course, if you've seen my Instagram, because I've been sharing it around, I did finish up the Chaplain on bike. Last time we did a show, I had just done a poll asking you guys if I should base him for my white scars, or if I should try and do something neutral so I could run him with my wolves. And I ended up going all in, basing him with my white scars, putting in the white scar shoulder pad. Really stoked with the way he came out. Geez, I just cannot stay center camera tonight. But yeah, you can definitely check out our Frost and Fist Instagram if you want to see some close-up pictures. That is already done. And then when I did the poll on how I should base that chaplain, I got several people requesting to convert up another one specifically for my Thunder Wolves, and they said do it on a wolf, and I got that 3 or 4 times. So I took one of the Russ's wolves from Forge World, and I did a little kit bashing this week, mostly during conference calls actually, and I've started kind of kit bashing together, like with parts from the actual Blood Claw box, making a little Crozius there, this backpack here. I chopped up a whole Outrider to get these Primaris legs and stuff like that, and the Primaris torso. This is a Ulrich the Slayer head, so that way I could get that wolf skull. And then this is the Primaris heavy pistol from the Outrider. So yeah, I did a lot of chopping and operating, and he is going to be reared up on his hind and legs here. And that is going to be my quote-unquote Primaris chaplain on bike. So I'm pretty stoked with the way he's coming out. Really having a lot of fun with this kit bash. So yeah, it's been, I mean, I would say it's been, you know, some busy hobby time, but I actually haven't gotten that much time to hobby until this week. It's just been a couple of weeks since you guys saw me. One of my biggest updates is actually having hobby time now, because one of the things I'm most stoked about is I'm a corporate manager, but my admin, my assistant's been out on leave, medical leave for a few weeks. And plus I got a new account and still running the old account. So I've been doing the job of 3 people for the last 2 months. And my admin came back to work this week. And so I don't have to do 3 people's work anymore.
Oh, there you go.
And so I actually have gotten some hobby time back. And I'm so thrilled. You guys have no idea how excited I am. Oh man, got some more legends here. We got Hellworks by Hellchild. We've got...
That's a kit bash master right there, man.
Yes, he is. And he said the kit bashing is better than regular building, right? Well, yes, but by default, because I don't like regular building in general. I am not a person who likes the build. I like the paint. Okay, I'm going to go back and catch up. We've got the Hobby Corner Kev. Good evening. Just about to head to bed, but wanted to say hi.
Nighty-night.
Guys, I have told you guys before, Hobby Corner Kev has started doing live streams a couple months ago, and he is home on leave right now, and he has been doing lots of live streams. I think he's done 4 or 5 just this week.
Man, that's a lot.
He has been live streaming like crazy while he's home on leave. So definitely, if you guys enjoy hobby live stream content, check out the Hobby Corner. We got Meat Brother Meeks, Ultimate Wolf Lord Meeks here in the chat.
The cheek clapper. Did I say the cheek clapper or clamper? Clamp?
I don't know.
Clamp the cheeks?
I don't know. Also, by the way, if you guys don't know, Hobbycorn is one of our Chilling Network brothers, which, okay, just want to make sure you can find his channel and all our other Chilling Network brothers down in the description below. Check them out.
Check them out.
You should have based him with Love and Flock and probably Goblin Green, right, Wybird? My chaplain with all Goblin Green basing. I know that's the classic way, and some people still like the old school. But yeah, that's just not for me. Not for me. It looks cool. It looks great on y'all's stuff, but not for me. All right. I think, okay, that is all my hobby update stuff. And then aside from that, of course, you guys, I've been, so since I can only I've only been able to get in at most an hour at a time to hobby. Instead of actually hobbying, I've just been kind of saying, you know what, how much hobby can I get done in an hour? And an hour should be plenty of time to hobby. But after being stressed for the day and stuff like that, most of the nights I did say, I'm just going to get on Phasmophobia for an hour. So
it's a good way to kind of diverse, your time.
It is, but but it is a good way to wind down. But on the other hand, that has also contributed to my not
you
really.
Slap your brother
hobby.
when he doesn't talk right, okay? I meant diversify. Good God, diverse your time. Wait, hold on.
Oh, Brother Archer says, motivate me to paint chat. He's still got 4 more infiltrators to finish his 3
diverse your time.
Details.
Diverse your time really good. You can diverse it with diversification. Right?
Guys, tell Archer he can do it.
You can do it with diversification.
Guys, let's all motivate him to paint those models before. Oh my God, I just realized you got the teeth in. Let's motivate him to paint before we get to Art of the Week, because we'll all be burning our brush. I've seen what y'all have sent in and submitted for Art of the Week. Right. We'll all be burning our brushes by the time we get to Art of the Week.
Burn them. Give me my damn hat.
All right, and then the last thing actually I wanted to mention for Art of the Week, I was part of the Chilling Network's Secret Santa. Good night, my brother.
Good night there, sexy.
I was part of the Chilling Network Secret Santa, and my brother, Bunka, hooked me up with a classic old school fantasy model. It's an opportunity for me to paint something fantasy and work on my skin tones, which I really need to do before 2021. I kick off my Sisters of Battle Arc.
Well, you better get started then, boy.
Cool. Got a headdress here. Got this spear wand thing, and then lots of skin to cover, and an old school metal model. So this is going to be pretty neat. If anyone knows their Warhammer Fantasy, this is Albion Truth, the Albion Truthsayers.
Well, it's easy for you to say.
Oracle Diablon. Oh my goodness.
You get me all dizzy, man.
Okay, there we go. Camera back. What a beautiful man Bunka is. Awesome. Somebody forgot to tell Mythos 2020 is gone. It's 2021 now. Did I say 2020? What did I say that included 2020? Anyways. You know the rule of metal, Mythos. I actually don't know the rule of metal. Somebody tell me. Anyways, so one of the things, Freak, I found really interesting doing Secret Santa with our brothers across the pond. Typically here when we do Secret Santa, you kind of do the reveal on the day of exchange,
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's your thing, I was your Secret Santa, right?
Right.
Yeah, when I exchanged gifts with them, it turns out that their Secret Santa continues to be secret, and you never know. You never get that closure. So what I have done is when I sent my Secret Santa gift, I signed it in big, bold letters. I was like, Merry Christmas, my brother. Love, your wolf brother. Everybody's like, well, I guess that secret's spoiled. Awkward. I was just like, what I do?
Yeah, we don't quite know the rules, because our rules are a little different, And the reason why is because we don't have the mental fortitude nor the patience to deal with the Secret Santa for too long, because it just makes me mad. I'm like, who is this? Who is this? You? Who gave it? Okay, whoever gave it to me, thank you. Screw you. Like, man, Freak's pissed.
The Pale Orc says it's in the name, Secret Santa. Well, yeah.
For us,
it usually means secret until you give it to
them. Then you get to know who did it, right? Oh, you did. Oh, thank you. There's just a thing where you're like, oh wow, hey, thank you for giving me the mittens. I love them.
So that is one of the things I want to ask y'all, whether you're here tonight or if you're watching in the archives. Let us know How do you guys do Secret Santa? Because it was one of the things that was kind of surprising to me. I mean, it was a pleasant surprise. It's always, it was a fun experience, and I absolutely loved doing Secret Santa with those guys. In fact, we were
Mythos
all
on his
one
diary.
big meetings.
Diary, the Secret Santa, the complete. I still don't know who it even could be. Alas, I hate this game.
And my brother actually, Debunka, let me know it was him, mostly because, things take a little longer to come across the pond. And he was like, hey, don't worry, I got you. So he probably didn't do it, with that particular twang. But he was like, I got you. So I didn't mean to make it
I got you, buddy. It's okay.
And so he just let me know, hey, it's coming. Don't worry. And of course, the other thing was I did ask permission, to be able to call him out and say he got me this awesome model. So while I'm finishing up a few things that I have already on my bench right now, just kind of chipping away at them here at the beginning of 2021, I think the first thing I'm going to paint, like beginning to end, is of course my Secret Santa gift. Speaking of which, brother Richard Smith says my Secret Santa gift is still waiting for his wings to arrive. I'm going to prime it very soon. Love you, Mythos. Of course, I was Richard Smith's Secret Santa, and I'm really, really glad that he likes his gift. So I'm really stoked.
Very nice, man.
I did a little Discord stalking, looking up his previous posts to see what the heck does he have in his Death Guard army, and what doesn't he have yet. And I was like, okay, I don't think he has one of these, and so I went ahead and ordered one of those. But it was a gamble, when you don't actually, you can't actually ask someone you're doing Secret Santa for, hey, do you have this? There's a shot in the dark, but I feel like I put a little research into it, and in the end, I think he ended up really liking it. So I was really pleased with the way that came out.
I like what Thomas Gessler said. That thing that comes out after a liter of booze. So, a friend of mine at work.
Oh, feelings.
Yes. The funny thing about it is that I help a lot of people. I'm in IT, and so every now and then we'll have one or two people that might be fans. I don't know why, but IT people are typically not very, liked. Anyway, this one lady absolutely loves our IT department, and she has decided to do this for Christmas, but I never got a chance to get it, so she held on to it. This right here is a box full of rum balls. Okay. What I can tell you is this is the little divider, and you can't really see it, but I can, and it literally is permeated. You can smell it through the box. I had two when I brought him home the day before yesterday, and I can tell you that I went to bed right after. I was like, left eye staring at my right eye. Oh God, they were so good that it's almost like taking Benadryl. But they were so good, and I have to be careful because I'm dealing with my liver, and I'm trying to change my eating habits, and I've been diagnosed with fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, mind you. But here I am, eating rum balls. So good.
So, catching up with the chat, Richard Smith says it's mainly our bashful British ways. Get all embarrassed, then we have to talk about them icky feelings, and that's where Wybird came in and said, "What are feelings? Oh, that thing that comes out after a liter of booze."
Feelings.
Man, you guys know I'm already pretty a complimentary personality, right? I like to point out the positive in things with people, but man, as soon as I hit 2 or 3 beers, I'm the guy who just goes around the room telling everybody how much I love them, why
you,
I appreciate it. Let me tell you what I love about you.
My brother's the exact same way. My actual brother, yeah, he does the same thing. After he's pretty trash, he's like, hey, he'll scream it, hey, I love you, man, I love you. Yep. We'll survive in England, Mesos.
I will be the guy who's touchy-feely all the time.
And then on the ground bleeding, and I have to pick him up.
Brother Richard said, no, man, it's epic. Well chuffed with it. That's awesome. Kaiju still waiting for his Secret Santa gift to arrive, complete with bow tie and F&F logo.
Oh.
You continue on with the comments and talking while I hook up a Secret Santa gift real quick.
Are you still working on it? Oh, man. Hey. Anyway, good to see our Australian Jesus. Welcome back, man.
Australian
Jesus. Kaiju. Man, you know what? He just lights this place up. Weiber says, IT people aren't helpful. I've seen the documentary show. Come on, man. Just a little slack. Hey. Lady says, she says otherwise. She says different, okay? Dang. Thing is, weighs like 2 or 3 pounds. God, it will be smashed. Weiber says, you won't survive in England's got that, the Hypersapien, let's see, fancy feast. My cats love it. Is it really not? Just gonna update. There it is. But yes. Hola, me llamo Kaiju. Soy de Australia. Eyebrow wagging. The IT crowd is based on a real story, Wybird says. I've heard of IT people. They're very seclusive, reclusive people. They're hard to find. Every now and then you might see one. And if you do, you got to be real careful. I hear bad luck occurs when you find one. A lot of rolling ones. So. Richard Smith, you shut your damn mouth, Weiber.
Weiber gave him a punch earlier, so.
Us IT folks got to stick together, freak. You're right. I'm with you, man. Trust me, I'm with you. Right.
I don't think I knew that Rich Smith was in IT.
Yes, you are. Tight. Okay, Australian Jesus, you're absolutely right. The IT people are an angry race. I lost my stuff this week because of an issue. Okay, so if you guys know IT, right, there's things that you can and cannot do. One of them was this one lady wanted me to install software or work on her personal laptop that she was going to use for work. Can't do that. I work at a medical facility, so medical facilities that we're governed by HIPAA, and there's things that we do not do. And number one, setting up her computer, her personal laptop on our corporate network is a huge no-no. There's no way in hell we're going to do that. And so she, like, well, I need to be able to print. I got to be able to do this. Well, then ask your boss for a freaking laptop. Well, no, he won't give me one. That's not my problem. And it was just a back and forth. Like, oh my God, okay. I will not help you with your personal device. Will not. I shan't. I shall not.
I shan't.
So, yeah. Oh God, Richard, how many people rang up and asked for a password reset? That's what I do. Okay, so my phone. I'm off on call, by the way, but I promise you, it's. Hey, I look at my eyes. Go ahead, show that again. Show it again. Methus. Because if you look at my eyes real close, I had a couple of rum balls at that moment. That's why I looked kind of, yeah. That's after a couple of rum balls. I was pretty tore up. That's the only way I can go up on stage. Well, anyway.
Is it? Does,
Oh God. Oh no, it's horrible. That's a daily thing. Yeah. Hey, can you reset my password? I changed it last night and I can't seem to get on.
I thought Wi-Fi was magic.
It is. No, it is. I'm sorry. It is. It is. Don't listen to us. Wi-Fi is magic. It's, you can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't touch it or feel it, but I promise you, it gets you to the hub really quick. What?
Okay, two things. Wybird said that wasn't a picture of you, it was a picture of Wybird after a half a bottle of Jack. Commodore said that's Freak's IT badge picture. It's been the talk of HR meetings many times.
I might have to take that and print it at work, and then put it in front of my my picture plate.
You know those plastic badge holders that you sometimes put an access card into?
Yeah, little sleeves. Yeah.
Just cut that out and insert that into the sleeve where your picture for your badges.
Can you? We need to see you at HR. What? Why? I'm about to go work on. Oh no! You're not going to work on anything.
Kaiju said, I said, wow, Dad, it sounds like it's not even plugged in. Wait, you plug it in? You need to put the picture Leah put in Discord of you. You know, you may have to re-forward that to me because I admittedly did not save that. You just have it as your ID photo so that each time you hit security, you have to recreate that pose.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm not sure I believe this is...
This doesn't look like you. Wait. And I do this. I grab my box of rum balls, start popping a couple. My eyes start getting shifty. Okay, now, let me finish this off here. Start taking off my shirt. Gonna try to suck it in. Yeah.
Somebody walks by security where you're stripping down, and somebody walking by is just like, man, security has really gotten tight here lately.
Right? And I hear, did you say tight? And then just clench.
Oh man.
Velcro,
says,
yes! Velcro ripping.
Just like the breakaway pants.
Yeah, party boy. Oh God. Oh my gosh, that's gold, man. That's beautiful.
This is the requested picture of Wybird. Why is everybody else laying down? That's how you know you're really toasted. Why is everybody else laying down?
Oh my God.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We've got like actually hobbying and wargaming on this show, right?
Oh God. What's that?
Is he practicing CPR? He's the mannequin for the class.
Oh my God.
That's funny. So yeah, I think at some point this is a wargaming show. We did our
what's
hobby
that?
update, which really, we really went off the rails, didn't we? Here we are. It's almost an hour in. We should talk about wargaming.
We haven't been together since last year. So it's
That's
just
true.
Kinda,
it's my day a year to drink heavy.
There you go. My advice to you is...
Oh, yeah, if you only get
heavily.
1 day, you got to turn up. Or as our Freak, you remember our officers in Greens Point where they were so stuck on the turning up, then they got stuck on the turn down for what? Anytime you'd mention the weekend, our officers would be like, turn out for what? In any way, shape, or form. We couldn't get through a meeting on a Friday without our officers all, like the way in the what is it? The seagulls all go mine. That's the way I felt about our officers at Friday meetings. Turn out for what? Turn out for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Why are you?
That was their way of acknowledging to each other during our meetings that they were going to be turning up so hard.
Yep.
What's wargaming? This is the Chilling Network, right? Nonstop wargaming. You right? Derailing by Wybird. This is very on brand for us.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Lovely.
At some point, Freak and I think I want to try setting some time when we're doing, we sit down for Alira's guitar lessons tomorrow. But we should really probably talk about at some point, what would be some good dates for some UK shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, we need to get back at that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just so everybody knows, we may have some kinks working that out at first because I'm taking care of my grandmother every other weekend, which is a 4.5 hour drive away. So, that's going to complicate things for our Saturday show. But we definitely want to, and we've already got a list of people that we're really hyped to get on the show. Of course, we haven't sent out any invites yet because we don't have any dates yet, but we're going to start nailing that down pretty soon. And so that is definitely new year, and you can tell Freak's already made some studio adjustments. I'm actually working on, Freak is actually working on, for me, upgrading my computer. We're actually building a little computer. I've got some funds set aside for that. And guys, we're going to get this potato. Well, actually, we're not going to get this potato. We're going to incorporate a whole new potato. Well, not potato. It's going to be good. And so hopefully some things will start technologically working out a little bit better here on the show. So we're really looking forward to some improvements here.
Yeah, notice I'm actually sitting down. I'm not standing up. I'm at a desk, which is absolutely amazing. I ordered an L-shaped desk. I can have 2 monitors, 2 computers. I've got all of my gear, everything that I need, nicely laid out. My lights can stay up. I don't have to take anything down. It's absolutely amazing. It's lovely.
Something I've already noticed as an improvement is that you've been able to be more active and responsive to comments because you have that screen on to your left running the show, and you've got a separate screen in front of you to be able to respond to the show. So it seems like it's making your ability to be responsive during the comments and stuff like that a lot better. So yeah, we're already starting off the year with a little bit of tweaks and improvements.
Little progress.
We've really got some stuff coming up.
Yeah.
So we have 18 million art of the week submitted over the last few weeks. Freakaliciousness. So
great.
Do you have? Do you want to start kind of talking about our, rollover from 2020 to 2021, or do you want to go straight into art of the week and come back to this? What you want to do?
It's up to you, my man. I just got to press the button and.
No, I think this is one of those nights, especially since we have an intimidating amount of art. I think this is one of those nights I'd like to hit our main topic first and chill and chat a little bit.
Good.
And then kind of go from there to we can wrap up on art of the week and just get through as many as we can.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Yeah.
Which also, as we will inevitably, probably get sidetracked again. It'll leave us room and cushion for that.
That's a thing.
Wybird, I hit my computer with a hammer to get it running. That's okay, right?
I think Mythos does the same thing.
Mythos smash! Everyone is upgrading studios. I'm just insulating mine. Hey, if you're warm, it makes it easier to hobby. Each year, I just grab a new Gelfling and strap it to the computer machine. What is a Gelfling? It's okay, Mythos. The artist is afraid of it. Is afraid of you as you are of it.
God.
Hypersapien says, kinks sounds juicy. And that reminds me, by the way, guys, if you search our OnlyFans for Frost and Fists, for only $9.99 a month. I'm just kidding.
That much? I think 99 cents.
It's the things from Dark Crystal that Skelkies used to stay young. Oh, okay. I was so young when I watched Dark Crystal. I admittedly don't remember much of it. But I Linux, unlike you, Mythos. Yeah. Linux makes routers, right? Don't say computer things to me. It's the same as speaking Spanish to me. Ask Spud. I think it's part of the Dark Labyrinth Kickstarter. Normski might know. Right.
Weather Pig.
And you know what? I'm not going to pick on Spud. Weather Pig, my man. G'day. Actually, we need to do another show with Weather Pig, so we can compare our list last year with what we actually accomplished and that kind of stuff. We need a recap
he's gonna
of
shred
the
us
show
for
we had
sure.
with him. Oh yeah, I mean, as far as actually accomplishing the things that we said we were going to do, I don't know. You usually set very close targets, so you might actually come out on top. But also, Weather Pig usually does what he says he's going to do. So, I think it might be a close race between the two of you. And then there's going to be like you and Weather Pig like neck and neck. And then as far as things we said we were going to do, I'm going to be like somewhere in the bottom drawer here, underneath these Grey Hunters still on sprue, recording equipment, somewhere under there.
Just Kaiju Short says, I just grabbed a USB Linux cord so my second monitor refreshes faster.
There are words there.
There is no such thing. Oh God, that's awesome.
See, that's how much I don't know about computers. That was like, those sound like computer terms.
You'd be like, oh wow, does that really make it go faster? Oh,
I mean,
Bree, can you get me a Linux cord?
It's the same way when people start talking car stuff to me. I mean, like, they could say stuff like, you're going to really need to lubricate because your Johnson rod, is just staying fully extended. And I'd be like, well, those sound like car terms.
Right? Meanwhile, they got both their hands on your shoulders. Like, what? What's happening? And they're behind you. So. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, apparently this is like a mechanics thing, so I guess I should just let them do it.
Wait, why are you pushing me up against the car? I'm strange. Am I being arrested?
Mythos, what are you doing? I thought this was the way. I don't know anything about cars.
He says I was going to get an oil change. Wait, you're getting an oil change or your car?
Hell yeah, I got 4 wheels on this bad boy. Windows 2, the works. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Weatherpig was mentioning he's got on his Discord. I am part of the Weatherpig Discord. He was mentioning he's got Imperial Knight. He was actually talking about some conversions he could do to make it wolfy.
Very nice. Oh, dude, I was talking to Oni. He actually put together a really nice looking, knight, an Imperial Knight, dude. It looks so crazy.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not. He put together a heretical knight.
Well, okay, not Imperial Knight. I'm sorry. They're pretty freaking amazing looking.
He put together a chaos knight.
Okay, I'm gonna have to read this one, Bethos, because it's more like captions and translation here. Okay. So Richard Smith says, at Mythos, you need to
read
upgrade.
It to the original and then translate.
Yes. So at Mythos, you need to upgrade your quantum blockchain to work within the PCI DSS framework, so the next gen firewall can perform deep packet inspections. Translation: it's like saying, I ate pizza mailbox tomorrow, yes.
Yep. Those are computer words.
Now, interestingly, though, the firewall can somewhat inspect the packets, but it's a totally different thing. The comic book guy was so Yep. Yeah, exactly. Oh, trust me, I know about firewalls. This is the second time that one of our firewalls died at work, and oh, you know how lovely that is, especially when you don't have a contingency. Lovely. Anyway,
You know, a lot of I've noticed not just the IT, but also just lots and lots of companies. Like, you know, a lot of places don't like having contingencies because they don't want to spend the money for
exactly
it
right.
until they have a problem with it. Then it's like, why don't we have a contingency?
that's exactly right. Then they're like, hey, we need to get you to write us a whole dissertation as to what happened and how we can avoid it in the future. You know how you can avoid it? Pay for the freaking contingency. It's on your desk still. Do it. I mean, no lie. I mean, the firewalls are not cheap, especially the ones that we have to order. We use WatchGuard. Those things are not cheap at all.
If I come on the show, I'll have to get some tips for airbrushing space puppies.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Or if we ever get to, I know it's been really hard getting our schedules to line up, or if we ever come on your podcast, either way, I know you definitely have been wanting to talk about airbrushing for a while. And of course, he and I both have very different methods for well, not methods, but like color choices for airbrushing Space Wolves. So we definitely could bring you both perspectives and you go with what you like. Put your twist, your take on it. I mean, as far as actual style of airbrushing, I really just adopted what Freak taught me. So I think my biggest sources of learning airbrushing has been Freak, Kenny Boucher, and Elstonation. So those have been my sources of learning airbrushing. And while I'll probably never get up to Kenny, Elstonation, or Freak level, I can take those things I learned from the three of them and emulate it myself,
I don't know. You've done a crazy looking job on some of your stuff. So it's just funny because when I get to a certain level, Mythos looks at it and he's like, oh, wow, that's pretty damn good. And he goes to put his brushes into the fire, and then just at that fleeting moment, he pulls back. I'm like, wait a minute. He disappears. I'm not lying. He disappears. I won't hear from him. And then he goes, like 2 or 3 days later, he's like, hey, look what I did. I'm like, dude, that's amazing. What the hell?
That's a little bit of an exaggeration. I'll shelf those ideas for a few months. I'll stew on it like, man, I wish I could do that like Freak. I'll doubt myself for a few months, and then just one day, several months after Freak will have forgotten about the entire conversation, I'll do stuff like, hold on, I've got a great example.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try one of these today. Like I said, I already had 2, so there's like, I don't know, a bunch.
So,
not pretty.
After several, ooh,
oh, there.
You save me one for tomorrow, right?
I sure
right?
will.
Right? Elstadation is an airbrush. That's you right. So I'll do something like 6 months will go by and I won't have mentioned that technique he did after telling him, man, I'm never going to be able to have the airbrush control for that. And I'll shelf the idea. I won't say a word to him for several months. And then just one day, he'll just get random pictures with no explanations of things like this, where I've carved out my own template to try and match his. Whoop, let's not show that side. My own template to match his, and then of course, the flame effects I've been practicing.
Zero context.
And I won't show him. This is like attempt number 16, and I won't show him until I feel like I've gotten it down well enough to show him. Just no context, and then I won't say anything. So there are some cases where he won't see the, like if he'll be busy with work or whatever, he may not see the text for like a day or two. He'll come back like, what the hell? But there's no explanation with it. So he'll call me like, what was that?
Yep. I'm like, okay. You did those flames? And I'll ask him like, cause I didn't know he did it. I thought maybe I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to find out what hell. I'm like, did you do that? He goes, yeah. Oh, cocky. Yeah, I did that. Like,
oh yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was me. What do you think? Like, when did you do that? How did you do that? That looks awesome. And he does the same thing. Well, thank you, my brother. That's like, yeah, I got you, bitch. Like, damn.
Yeah, I got to go through the stages. It's almost like stages of grief and then motivation. Like, I got to go through the disbelief, and then, the jealousy, and then the self-doubt, and then eventually the wondering, and then I have this process of mentally breaking it down and trying to recreate the idea. Like, okay, well, that's how he did it. How would I accomplish that same thing? And I'll go back and I hyper focus when I get to that point. Mm-hmm. I'll spam tutorials. So like that particular, the flame effect, I went back and watched his tutorial 50 times. I watched a few other tutorials. Like I know he likes Airbrush Asylum for flame effects, so I watched their tutorials. They have no fewer than 9 different flame tutorials.
Oh yeah.
I watched all 9 of them. So I'll hyper focus on it, and then I'll stew on that for a week or so, and then I'll try it, and then I'll get frustrated usually by the first attempt. And this is a long process. So it's not until like I feel like I've gone through all the steps of fail, reshelf the project, unshelf it, fail, reshelf it, swear
Mind
a lot.
you, I don't have a clue what's going on. I had no idea what he's doing. So.
Lily would like me to emphasize a lot. Swear so much that she will shut the door to the girls' room and have very terse, quiet words with me. And then after I pick myself up off the ground,
after he wipes the blood off his forehead, yeah,
I'll go stew and sit in front of a TV or video game for a while, and then something will hit me right about that time.
Not Lily.
And I will refuse to go to bed until I get it right. And sometimes I stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning, just focused on that one thing. So it's a process, and then that's why I don't say anything to Freak until after it's done, because there's a lot of process there. Let's see. There's a couple. Oh, there's quite a bit of chat here.
Yeah.
Elston Nation is an airbrush, as I said. I just felt like that one was worth repeating. I had a nice moment the other day when I looked at my scratch-built diorama and realized, wait, I made that? That's always a great feeling.
Yeah, it is.
The Iwata Elston Nation, you turned it on, and everything in your house and next door is painted. I heard Elston Nation doesn't use an airbrush. Instead, he drinks the paint and puts the minis under his pillow, and they are painted by osmosis overnight.
Very, very true. Very true. And there we have our 100% true facts.
It's like 3 of them right there.
Yeah.
Gamers with coffee. Good to see you, my friend.
What's going
on? Invent your own swear words. Oh, man, so many times. Painting is one of those times where I will invent new combinations of swear words.
I think that's how Spud came up with cheese and bread. Because, that kid.
And actually, there's
that kid that's down, on the lower level that he's throwing stuff at his head. But he's he's pretty much killing him with with those heavy objects. But he's still being, polite. Cheese and bread. Oh, yeah, gotcha, didn't I?
Good night, Wybird, my man. Sleep well, brother. You guys ever do that? Y'all ever get so mad at something that your swear words are either replaced or remixed with things that don't even make sense? All the time. Specifically, painting does that to me sometimes. Cooking, and these are both things I love, by the way. I guess you get so impassioned about something. Like, I'm so proud of my cooking talent that when I mess up a dish, it infuriates me. I don't mind when other people mess up food either. Like, if I go to a restaurant and they screw up my order, I'm usually okay. I might be disappointed, like, oh man, that steak was a bit overdone. That kind of sucks. But like, I never send my stuff back. I never get mad at other people for food not coming out the way they intended it. But when I mess up the food, I'm so mad at myself. When I mess up painting, I'm so mad at myself. When I mess up building, especially if I can't reverse it, like I can't get the glue to separate or whatever, oh my God, I just want to crush and break the model in my hands. I don't like messing stuff up. But yeah, those are the things that really get me inventing new words sometimes. And then the other thing is, like, I used to play golf in high school, and the golf course was the only place I was ever allowed by my parents to swear. And I would just, random things would just come out of my mouth. One of my friends recently pointed out that I say bastard sandwich a hell of a lot.
Poor sandwich,
bastard
no
sandwich.
Daddy.
Cheese and bread was from, yeah, that's right. I was just going to mention that a few minutes ago. Cheese and bread is actually from Spud's grandmother, because, they didn't allow swear words in their house when he was younger. So that was actually passed down to him.
Cheese and bread.
I use mook a lot, but rarely anyone speaks English. I don't know what mook is.
Yeah, mook. I've heard it before.
I'm going to steal that. Bastard sandwich.
Bastard sandwich.
Running Bear, hi Azal. Running Bear, my man, I hope you are feeling well, my man.
Yeah, man.
Running Bear has been doing some Necrons lately, painting for his brother. They're looking pretty good, man. They are looking pretty good.
Running from a bear.
All right, so already derailed. I think like 15 minutes ago we said we were going to talk about our transitions from 2020 to 2021. So what are some noteworthy things you want to talk about? I know you don't keep track of how many minis you paint, right? Right on. Well, what are some noteworthy things you want to talk about that you accomplished this year? And I feel like hobby in general. So whether it's YouTube stuff, building, painting, whatever, man. Just things that you found noteworthy about yourself.
Actually, the this year, I have to say, I've gotten closer to getting better with skin tones. This year has been more on skin tones, especially since the stuff that my brother's given me.
You really have.
Yeah, I've been doing more because it was also the beginning of the year that I was working on, and we still need to play the game, but that game that Mini Warmut had given us.
Yep, we absolutely do.
And I was working on those skin tones as well, and I kind of shelved it to work on some other stuff. But it's different. It's just a different translucent look, within the skin tones that I've been working on. And then, of course, my brother in Halloween, he gave me those hands that he wanted me to paint. I had to figure a way to make that look as real as possible. So, trying to
those skin tones for those hands were amazing, by the way.
I was pretty impressed myself. That was my first time, working with flesh color, and you know me, I have to match the colors, and I did a lot of color matching. And all of that was done with the crap paints, the master's touch, if you will, from Hobby Lobby, and I was able to stretch them out, put them in my my airbrush, and go right at it. That is
so thematic for a necromancer. You painted up dead hands coming out of a grave with master's touch.
Oh yes. So I did a lot.
While you're
of
at a pausing point, real quick, I want to ask the chat here. Well, while Freak talks about this, I really want to hear what you guys found noteworthy, some successes, some things that you're proud of yourself in the hobby or otherwise last year. Down in the comments below, let us know what you are proud of having accomplished last year.
I found my belly button lint. That was actually a good accomplishment. I was pretty happy to see that. Aside from that, like I said, I didn't do an entire. It's funny because your Facebook feed will show you what you've accomplished the year prior, right? And one of them was the night that I made, the hawk trout night, and I'm thinking, well, dang, man, I don't remember painting anything as good as that or as complicated as that. But I did paint a couple of things, like number one, my 3D printed, my resin printed Ninja. I think that turned out really cool. I loved how it looked. Again, that's my very first attempt at skin tones. Yeah, and a couple of other, other things that I was able to put together, So again, it was more so. I think probably the most that I was able to do hobby-wise is getting the setup for our channel a little more solidified. We moved from a particular platform that wasn't working for us, and we went with Zoom. We got better quality. We went from regular OBS to Streamlabs OBS, and that's working out for us really well. And then now
And I think it was towards the beginning of last year that you made this current overlay, this current layout for us.
Yeah, that's right. The beginning of 2020. This is the overlay that we have, that we have adopted. And it's working really well. And the neat thing about this is that Streamlabs OBS actually meshes well with its own. There's a lot of work that went into, especially like the chat. You'll notice that as you guys are typing, the chat will go in and it'll stay for a little bit. The old chat would continue to feed, but there was so much that I had to do in that source to be able to make it look good and keep working. This, it's set it and forget it, and you guys can type and it'll go up to a certain point, it'll stay for a few seconds, and then it goes away. So it's really neat. I also have some a mini feed that shows whenever somebody subscribes, and once we get to the point to where we're actually taking donations online, we can actually see those come on. So it's pretty cool. We're poised for growth. That's what we're doing. We're setting ourselves up for growth. And I know we're only at 800 subs, but it's always good to prepare, and it's just something I enjoy doing. So if you guys could see what I've got going on here, it's really cool. It's busy, but here, I'll show y'all. Here, kind of have an idea what I'm looking at. And on that far end, there's the chat. So yeah, this is pretty much a studio.
Yeah.
And I just disconnected my connection here.
You really learned a lot about the whole live streaming, overlaying, all the technical stuff that goes with the live stream this year. Really impressive, brother.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt.
And a lot of it's self-taught too.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, talking all that crap.
It would be a Frosted Fist thing to talk about. Yeah, look at all this technical stuff we learned. So professional, so unplugged.
But yeah, the power cable.
That's so on brand for us.
Pretty much, it's like we're flexing.
Speaking of professional,
yeah, we're so good. Oh crap, smoke.
Speaking of looking professional, Richard Smith says, "Look, talking about the overlay."
Yep.
Richard Smith says, "Look super professional, boys." Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Kaiju says this year he painted all of his AdMech, a bunch of Kaiju, an 18-inch Godzilla kit, and a whole bunch of damn Night Haunt too. So he really has gotten into it in a big way this year.
Oh, hizo estrella.
Really went all in.
Hizo estrella en esos forces.
And I think his project for this year is some Nids, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's announced that. Can't remember if he has announced that on his channel or not yet. I really shouldn't have said that out loud.
That's how we do.
Marcos Castellanos. Wow.
What's going on, man? Welcome to the show, dude.
Running Bear says this year he learned to make a wet palette and painted twice as much as he did the year before, if not more than that. Also, getting to know all of the good peeps here better. What? I was thinking when I started to say that, I was thinking I hadn't seen a video from you in quite some time. He dropped his channel indefinitely. But yep, Tyranids 2 Electric Boogaloo. That's going to be awesome to see, how you make progress with those Nids, man. I'm definitely a big fan of your hobby style, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. Your AdMech, as a fan of AdMech, super on point. Chef's kiss, baby, chef's kiss. Ybirds, proud he finished painting some models. Hey. Small targets, big targets, you got what you're proud of. That's awesome. Be proud of the art that you create. Thomas also says mooks is a word for stupid with his New York family. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Now that you say that, I can actually remember hearing, I think, TV or whatever.
Yeah, you
in
mook.
that New York accent. Yep. Yeah, what are you, a couple of
Don't be
mooks?
stupid, you mook. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. It come that rang,
I would hear it every now and then in New Jersey, but I was in South Jersey, so you didn't hear it a whole lot. But you're up in New York and all that stuff. Hey, you see that guy? Yeah, he's a freaking mook. Mook? Can you please tell me what a mook is? I'm not quite sure what that is. Just a mook.
All right, so that's cool. Also, one thing I can hear Joe Pesci saying it. Yeah, definitely. Gamers with Coffee says, I'm proud that I introduced and converted some video gamers into tabletop gaming world and learned to airbrush for the Emperor.
There you go.
On side of my neighbor's house. That is awesome.
And surely with coffee, right?
Getting more people in the hobby is fantastic.
It's important.
That is so good to hear you getting more people in the hobby.
With coffee.
That is really awesome.
With coffee.
With coffee, yes. That is awesome.
with coffee.
Really, really great accomplishments. I feel like you shortchange yourself a little bit, Freak.
Huh?
One thing
What?
is, you really made some kick-ass music for the channel this past year. Oh, you really did. And you know, I'm not that I'm saying I got favorites, you know, but I really feel like you took our music, which I love our music, dude. I'm not saying anything bad about what was there before, but I really feel like you brought our music up a level. You know, you introduced some even cooler stuff.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Into the mix.
It doesn't sound like little crazy fairy tale crap, you know.
You know, I had to call you, and that one day on the phone when you sent, I think it was our newest one.
Right.
And I was like, dude, this sound belongs on a CD somewhere. You find you a lead singer and, you know, whatnot. You got so.
Yeah,
I really feel like
that was the one that's playing now.
In general was.
Yeah, that's the one that's playing now. And
Nice.
I was like, when you called me, I wasn't sure what you were gonna say. I'm serious. That's how self-conscious I am about putting stuff out like this. But I gotta hear what your perspective is, because you know it's for the channel, and so I'm like, oh God, please, just tell me it sucks. Or because the hardest thing to hear is, well, oh my God, dang it, you know. So when you were like, holy crap, dude, this sounds amazing. It's like, do you really like it? Yes. I'm like, okay, I can run with that. Post. so we use that for our chat.
Cool. Not that I'm supposed to have favorites, but it's my favorite.
But it's funny how so much has evolved, you know. Because the one thing that we tried to do is we tried to just limit as much as we can anything outside of, you know, what we do. So basically what we have here is all our own intellectual property. We have nothing at all on our channel that is from, you know.
Now.
Yeah. Now every now and then I'll have some music.
Our original logos were games.
Yes, they were Games Workshop style. Yeah. But yeah, we try to get away from all that, and
yeah.
So.
Where you at, Gamers with Coffee? I feel like sometime we got to have some games and some coffee. You know, when like the world's not dying.
Right.
That would be cool. Do love me some coffee. All right, so that is what some things that you're proud of.
Oh, I even got a new keyboard.
A couple, and yeah, the new keyboard.
Yeah, the
which you've been jamming out some really great music on.
Yeah. That's totally different. That's a total different. Wound up picking up an 88 full weighted keys system, and I sold my old system, and yeah, it's been fantastic. 9 days. So.
I have definitely a few things that I'm really proud of this year. I painted a Salamander's army for my brother. Loved the way the Salamanders came out.
Oh, that thing, yeah, it looks great.
And I use army loosely because it's like 700 points. Like, I definitely, I don't know if you know, but Conquest is coming to the States, which is a magazine that sells 40K stuff really cheap. And like when it went over to the UK, it was like $2 to $3 for a pack of 5 intercessors. Like, fantastic deal. So I mean, it could be a cheap way to just toss a couple extra Primaris units into Kane Salamanders. But I started Orcs this year, and I think I love all the stuff I've done with Orcs. I painted up about 1,200 points of Orcs last year. 12? 15, somewhere in there. But Gazgul was part of that. That I think is my Orc standout accomplishment of last year. I'm really proud of that. Like there's a lot of things I like that I did, like my Weird Boy and stuff like that, but I definitely feel like Gaz was my highlight. Um, White Scars, man, I love the way the Contemptor came out this past year, the Repulsor, and my scratch built Storm Talon that was a conversion from a deodorant stick. Those who don't know, last year the Gamecraft Dragon, one of my favorite channels, put out a challenge to do that. They brought up the article of where they did a 40k Space Marine hover tank. It was like in a White Dwarf or something like that years and years ago, but it was a deodorant stick converted into a grav tank. And so Big D brought that back as a challenge and said, do your own deodorant stick conversion, scratch build, and it's got to be made from a deodorant stick, and you can dress it up however you want to, and do your own conversion. And he did a little competition and stuff like that. And I made mine into a, my take on a Storm Talon. Of course, it looks nothing like a Storm Talon, but I put the weapons on there to count as a Storm Talon. And I just love the way it came out. That was one of my proudest things because, like I do some kit bashing, but they're mostly just part swaps. But I'd never done a scratch build before. And that was my first real scratch build. And I'm really, really proud of the way it came out because my goal was to make it look like a model. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can still look at it and tell it's a deodorant stick, but I feel like even though you can tell it's a deodorant stick, you can also look at it and say, that looks like a space, a jet or a spaceship of some kind.
Yeah. You did a great job with the what you call it, the glare look too, the reflection.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Also, a freaky tutorial I followed. Also, something that I put on a shelf for months. Never said anything to Freak about it. And then just sent him pictures one day and said, "Hey, take a look at this." Yep. No context. And same reaction too. He called me up. You did what? Did you do that? Yeah. And of course, my Wolf Night when we finished our wolves together. That was awesome for me because it was a big project, but at the same time, we did it together. Mm-hmm. Like we were kind of, I wouldn't say we were competing, but the fact that we were both showing each other how good our nights were coming out, I think was a motivating factor. When I set down my colors and tones and stuff like that, and then you did yours with, or I started on mine first and I did all the metals and stuff, and you went and weathered your metals more, and then you put down the colors of your the yellows and stuff like that. You sent it to me, and I saw the shading that you had done on your yellows and stuff like that, and your night was just so nicely shaded and transitioned to the orange and browns, and not just yellow. And I went back and I did the Zenithal style undershading, and then I went back and added blues down into like a, the black shading around all the trim and edges. And then when I started to kind of get close to done, you went and did, I was like, I don't know if I want to do decals, but then I saw that you went full blown on your decals. So then I went and put decals on mine because I saw how good they looked like. And I think we just kind of like constantly pushed each other to put out the best nights we could at the time.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was definitely a big moment. And I think having, for me, from my perspective, because you're the better painter, having that friendly kind of, again, it wasn't really a competition, but that kind of parallel journey together on the same project kind of gave me something to chase, and I feel like I ended up with a better project because we worked on it together.
Oh yeah,
which I know sounds a little sappy, but
well, no, the cool thing about it is that you took your time, you didn't rush the job, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. The tone.
That's why that picture we use on our Facebook page on our.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're right.
I was just saying the picture we have on our Facebook page of our completed nights standing back to back is one of my favorites. Yeah. Just because of the push we got from doing it at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
Marco says, I plan to finish Gazgul in the next couple of months. I might finish him this month. Awesome. Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing your completed Gaz, man. when Papa Nurgle's stuff is done, Running Bear is looking forward to getting games in person.
I hear that, man.
Gamers with Coffee's in the great state of Iowa. He said it would be, he'd love to get in a game with us. That would be cool.
Yep.
How far away is Iowa? Where is Iowa?
It's way up there.
How to geography? How to Iowa? Yep.
It's way up there.
Okay. I do have sites in Illinois, which is a hop, skip, and jump away. Might happen at some point. That would be cool. Man, Running Bear, no need to apologize, my brother. Whenever you're not feeling well, we would rather you rest up.
Oh man, yeah, definitely.
And feel better when you come back to hang out with us. By all means. I'm glad you're feeling well enough to hang out tonight. And I hope you continue to feel better, my brother.
Get Goodner.
All right, Freak, we talked about the things, and again, this is going to be for everybody in the chat too, whether you're here or in the archives. Is there anything that, I'm not going to say disappointed or let down, because you could roll all of 2020 in that, but is there anything in your hobby life that you wish had gone a little better? Oh, by the way, highlight, birthday 40K day and 40K and barbecue. Those were some good times.
Those were good times, yeah. It was nice to have everybody together. That was a lot of fun.
Anything you wish you had accomplished last year, though, brother? Hobby, YouTube, build, paint, dancing. I mean, whatevs.
Well, after that nasty fall off the pole, I've kind of stepped back a little bit from the dancing.
Off my pole, right?
What?
What?
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, probably the amount. I probably lacked a lot of motivation for sure, because I was just, we just, both you and I, but for me, I can only speak for myself, that the amount of work, and that this year has been an absolute just nonstop, because since I work in the medical industry, because of COVID, our hospital got super busy, and it was just nonstop. We were adding on, getting bigger, and just a huge mess, and so on and so forth. So, but yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, man. You've been working like a dog, and I think that has been magnified by the fact that you guys actually, your manpower went down a little bit right before all this COVID stuff kicked off. So
that's exactly.
I mean, you've been lifting the weight of 2 or 3 men at some point.
Right. There was a time where I was actually covering 3 sites when, typically I'm only supposed to take care of 1, and I was just nonstop, man. So I was at
close to the longest time. You were on call every other week, and your weekends were just booked up.
Yep. So, but things are getting better. We had a transition also in our management. My new director came in this past year, and so he's able to kind of get things a little tapered off a little bit, so everything's kind of smoothing out. There's still so much that needs to be done. Our network infrastructure needs to be completely overhauled. Matter of fact, I just made a phone call yesterday. No, that was today. Good God, to set up a cable management, deal with the company. They're going to come in and do our cable management, because basically it's one of our IT closets. It's nothing but spaghetti. It's horrible, and I hate going in there because it gives me anxiety. I'm afraid that when I start walking around there and trying to look at something on one of the switches, I might kick or pull or disconnect something. So yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, things smoothing out a little bit. We're staffed. We're actually looking at possibly adding another individual. So that's always a good thing. But yeah, I mean, overall, and having the 2 weeks off to decompress without hearing from anybody was phenomenal.
I could tell it really had a positive effect on you.
Oh man,
And I mean, rightly so, because you were really burning the wick at both ends, you know?
definitely.
So you put in the work, you deserve the time off for sure. Anything as far as, you know, the channel that you wish you had accomplished or we had accomplished or whatever?
Honestly, I kind of wish that we would have had your computer up and running a little sooner. We did a little cleanup on the potato, and it seemed to work well for a little bit, but then everything just almost took a turn for the worse after a while. So yeah, it was disappointing. But I got some stuff that I want to talk to you about that I think will be very. I think you're gonna like. So I think we'll be able to get you a much better system than what you were expecting. So we'll talk offline about
Beautiful.
that. But yeah, it's going to be an actual pretty badass system that will hold up for some time. So
You know, I'm really looking forward to that, and also getting the wiring and stuff to fix my internet situation too, because once you give me that beautiful beast of the computer that we work on together, I definitely would like to, and I'm really getting ahead of myself because we're not on to the new goals yet,
right.
but I would really like to be able to start doing things like handling streams on my own. So like if I'm ever like, I'm going to be at my painting desk through the week, boom, throw on the camera, you know, chat with some peeps. Or if something comes up and you have another work emergency, like have come up several times lately, you know, and you can't make the show, you know, I'm not like, unfortunately last week, keeping good, amazing, beautiful people in the lobby for an hour for nothing because I just can't get, you know, things working. You know, so that has been a something that's been on my mind on things that I wish had gone better this last year. Not that I'm talking trash about the tech or anything. I just wish I had been able to perform better on some of these times where I've tried to get the show going.
A lot of it is completely out of your control. So that's, you know, honestly, if it were something that you had control over, I can understand that. But this was completely out of your control, our control, for the most part, and that's what we're looking to mitigate. So if we can do that, you know, then I think that's going to be a major accomplishment for 2021. Finally get computers that freaking work and that are upgradable, and that, you know, we'll be able to get in a position where we can be a little more successful and have better uptime rather than the majority of downtime. So
another thing I wish had gone a little bit better in 2020 is myself as a content creator. I have definitely slacked on putting out any videos besides our live streams. I have started falling too heavily on leaning on our live streams, and we used to put out pretty regular videos, and I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Both of us have had an increased load of work since the lockdown, but you know what? A lot of people have, and I shouldn't use that as an excuse. I should really commit a little more to the channel. That's something I want to do in the future. I'm not saying I'm going to have a video every single week, you know, but I want to do more for the channel than just ride the coattails to the live stream. You know, I want to contribute more. I do have a really awesome project I've been working on for a little bit. I just need to figure out the way I want to execute it, because I have had a few ideas of what the final project is going to look like, and I don't know. I'm going to actually, while we're there tomorrow, I'm going to throw around a few ideas with you, and you know, see if anything sticks from your creative perspective. I think sometimes we get a better project when we throw our creative ideas at each other and see what sticks. So
yeah, we threw the song together. That was pretty fun. You know,
the song was fun. I don't know if everybody here watched our 12 Days of Christmas hobby style, but I would love to know your guys' thoughts on that. I know random sidetrack. But if you guys watched it, let me know what you guys thought about it. We loved doing it. It was fun, and we thought it was funny. I apologize, no video came out with that. It was just the song, but we really enjoyed doing that. Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to do more stuff like that. That was going to be a skit for us, but we have some skits planned out. We have actually music video coming out that we want to work on later this year. And of course, like I said, I've got a top secret project, a new series that I really want to do because I think it's going to be really funny and still hobby themed. And of course, I want to get back to doing some of the old stuff, the showcases.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm jumping ahead to what I want to do again, but that ties back to what I felt like I failed on this year. I really dropped off on my content creation, so right. I want to improve that. Song was awesome, bloody hilarious. Man, I meant to send you the lyrics to that, and I never did. Nuts, I turned off all my social stuff for the holidays, but I want to check that out. Man, definitely give it a listen when you can, Kaiju. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I feel you on spaghetti.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you can read it.
Richard Smith says, I feel you on spaghetti cabinets. I once pulled a 36-hour weekend to recable a full-height comms rack over a weekend because it was the only maintenance windows they'd approve the downtime for.
You know, funny that you say that, Richard, and I appreciate the sentiment because the thing is, I volunteered to do it, you know, because I know what I want done. But because again, we are a hospital and a medical facility that we would rather just push it off to somebody else, you know, hire them, and that way, if things go south, they'll get the blame. We at least can be there to, you know, for continued support on a local level. But you know, as far as hardware, and they'll add extra patch panels and things like that. That's going to be on them, you know, and they'll be able to clean up all that spaghetti. So, yeah, that's really wild. Yeah, we did post the lyrics, Mythos. They're in the comments.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah, you posted them in there. Yeah, it was pretty silly. So basically, you know, he came up with the idea. It's like, man, I'd love to do this 12 Days of Christmas theme. You know, and just do it to the 12, you know, with a GW theme. Like, okay, that's cool. So he started singing it, and I'm like, okay. So for like 2 weeks prior, 2 or 3 weeks prior to actually, you know, recording it, we're like, okay, this might can work. And so I started playing around with it a little bit, and I needed to kind of find out what his singing key. We live an hour and 15 to 20 minutes away, so we don't get a lot of opportunity to get to. Now we are, because I'm actually giving lessons, music lessons to his daughter. But you know, prior to that, it takes a lot for us to be able to get together and collaborate on stuff one-on-one, unless it's like this. So I played something. I said, I want you to go ahead and sing something for me. I want you to sing a couple of bars of this, and then I want to hear it out. And so I'd hear it, and so okay, all right. So this is the key he's gonna sing it in. So I played a few pieces of the 12 Days of Christmas on the piano, and sent it to him. He said, okay, see if you can sing along with this. And he goes, well, I'm not quite sure if I'm the, you know, but I think it sounds okay. I said, dude, that's it. That's all I need. So we put it together. He came in one day. We spent a few hours, and we recorded it. Basically it was recording him laying down the main vocal track. After that, he was gone. Actually, we were with two vocal tracks, the main track and another one as a backup layer. So he went on home, and I started adding additional goofy crap. You know me, my brain's retarded. I have silly brain, and so I started adding, you know, like, yeah, I'll join in, you know, and then somebody else joins it out of nowhere. It's like, can I join? I was like, what the hell? And then that was doing he was doing the high part, you know, and all the like, oh, you know, kind of silly stuff, and it turned out to be a funny little deal. So the hardest thing to do was to freaking play that song. My wife wanted to murder me. My wife was so tired of that song. She was like, and then of course I'm playing it in the car because I want to listen to it, make sure it sounds good. She goes, please stop playing that. And so after that, because I'm a jackass, every now and then I'll pull up the song.
Sorry, Miss Freak.
Yeah, I'll actually press play, and you'll hear in the other room, "Oh, come on!" Oh, mad. So I'm gonna be wearing that song out throughout the year. So yeah. So that was a lot of fun. That was a fun collaboration. That was really good. And like I said, I wish we had more time to be able to do the video together and all that. But I overall I think it was a good hit. But yeah, we'll sit there and we'll talk about different skits and things that we can do, and a lot of stuff is just goofy as hell. Some stuff never makes it to, to production, but I'd like to start more now that we're seeing more of each other. We'll have an opportunity, but. Yeah, Richard Smith. Outsourcing is, especially when it comes to that, it's not even so much as cost because it's costing us a lot. Outsourcing because of the, we want to make sure that the onus is on them. So I want to make sure that it's not on us. Because if I go in and start pulling cables, yeah, I can start pulling cables, and then I'll bring the whole hospital down. Somebody's on a ventilator, then they're no longer on a ventilator, like, oh crap, not a good thing. So it's so goofy the way it sounds. Almost like, oh, you pull off a Ethernet cable, and all of a sudden a ventilator goes out. I didn't know that the ventilator was on the network. I pull them all off. Anyway.
Oops.
Oh man. Yep, that's life.
Awesome.
Man.
We just got some more art of the week submitted.
Sweet.
Jedi Jim, Happy New Year's, guys. Here's to hoping for a lot less serious and a more hobby-focused year.
Amen to that.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you too, my brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
That is awesome. That is awesome. The song, it's the gift that keeps on giving, freak.
My wife hates
keeps
it.
giving your wife a migraine.
She hates it. She really she looks at me and she goes, I swear I am going to kill you. Like, she never tells me that. You're really threatening to murder me? Yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm saying. Whoa.
You realize she'll never hear the original song the same way again, right?
No, she won't. And I guarantee you, she will not listen to it ever again. We have ruined that song for her. I'm okay with that. Hey, talk to the chat real quick. I got to use the restroom real quick.
All right. So, what are you guys? The next thing we're going to talk about, guys, and of course, internet connection unstable. That would happen like as soon as he gets up, like the second he gets up. All right. Wait, I think it's coming around. Okay, I think we're back to being stable again. All right, so you guys in the chat, the next thing we're talking about is some things we want to accomplish in 2021, which I've already started, because every time I talk about what I wish I had done better on in the year before, that led me into talking about what I want to do in this upcoming year. But I'm going to talk specific projects and things I want to do. So you guys let me know in the comments or in the chat, where if you're here live, what are some things you want to accomplish this year? Some goals, whether it's YouTube, I want to hear about your YouTube stuff. If it's models, terrain, building, painting, I want to hear it all. What are you guys hoping to focus and finish? In fact, I know Archer was mentioning earlier, he is so close to finishing his 3 squads of Infiltrator, and I'm imagining that's going to be for his Raven Guard, because that's their style. So I have got several projects I want to talk about, but I want Freak to kind of hear them too. So I might wait till he gets about to mention those. Some immediate targets is, of course, things that I've got on the bench right now. Of course, I want to finish up basing the war boss he painted for me, which looks epic. Man, I'm really stoked about this. So now I have 2 epic war bosses, and both of them are gifts, by the way. I have one from my brother Freak, of course, and one from Big D and Lady Dragon from the Gamecraft Dragons. So now I can run a double war boss army. And then, of course, the next immediate thing is, I mean, it's virtually done. I just need to finish my forest basing. That'll be the next thing. So those will probably be the first couple of things that I finish this year. But then I've got some upcoming projects I want to finish. I'm sorry, upcoming projects I want to start. But before we get to mine, Freak, what are some things you want to accomplish this year?
Well, it's funny because as I was transferring all my unpainted pieces into the bin, I was like, you know what? This would be nice.
Your pile of shame.
Nice. The pile of freaking shame. So I definitely want to do the well. There's a knight and there's the arm. What is it? Help me. God, you gotta let me suffer.
Armature?
Armature, yes. Anyway, those 2 that I'd like to go ahead and probably paint and put together and paint. But the one thing I want to do is a Sicaran.
Thought process. Go ahead.
So the Sicaran's that
Thought
is
process.
something put together. So.
Did you decide which army you're going to put it with? You seem like you were a little back and forth on that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I'm still on the fence. I think I want to build more so on the melee. I want to work more on that for my Space Wolves. So I'll probably do more Thunderwolf cavalry.
Right.
So and then I don't know. I will have to see. I just want to I want to assemble it first, and then I'll have to decide whether I want to go ahead and put it in the Drill Fist or the Space Wolf army.
Right on. After our first game with your wolves, though, I did definitely recommend some covering fire for them. But you got a brand new gunship that you could possibly put with them.
Yeah, absolutely. That was pretty cool, by the way.
Thank you. So yeah, definitely. This Karn's going to be awesome. I have thought about the knights as we were sitting here talking about how good it felt to do our knights together.
Yeah.
Last year, at the beginning of last year, I was thinking, man, what do you say? We kick the year off the same way.
That'd be fun.
You've been staring at those knights for a while. I've been staring at these knights for a while. Oh, and actually, you have 2 knights and an armature.
Yes, I still.
Because remember, I gave you 1 in sub-assemblies.
Yes.
Plus, you got that one of the bigger knight, the whatever it's called.
Oh. Okay.
Not that I'm saying you should go do all 3 of those things. I was just saying you've got knights, man. You got knights. You got knights for days, baby. What's he doing?
Yeah,
the Castigator?
Knight Castigator. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a regular Imperial Knight, and you got a Castigator and an Armature.
Yeah.
And I think it's the shooty Armature you have, the Helverin.
Yes.
I don't think it's the sword arm one. I think it's the Helverin.
Yeah.
The shooty one, right? Yeah. So, anyways, I'm not saying you should knock out all 3 of them. Man, I think at least one we should knock out together. Start the year off with that like we did before.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good idea. A lot of fun.
Well, we really motivated each other before. I mean, I've cheated though. Mine are all already assembled, so I just got to slap some paint down on them.
So besides that, I think I definitely want to build my my Space Wolf army. I'll build that up.
Yes, Yas Queen. Anything else? Those are the major ones?
Those are pretty much the major ones, and then after that, just I don't know. It's just I'll have to see what's out there.
Right on. A little bit at a time, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so some things I definitely want to work on is I want to add some shooting to my orcs. So I think a couple of mech guns that that awesome Def Tread that you're going to print up for me. I'm so excited about that, by the way. By the way, I did just a little bit ago post it here in the chat, the Pale Orcs Def Tread. I'll post it again. I'll post that baby again. So if you guys are interested in that same Def Tread I'm going to be working on, check it out. It's linked here. I'm really excited about that. So I want to add some shooting. So like I said, the mech guns, the Def Tread. As far as melee goes, though, I want to add that Bone Breaker I've been converting up for 7 years, and a Mega Trap Scrap Jet. Those are going to be some really cool melee vehicles in my army. In fact, I mean, yeah, I still have so many boys. Oh, also, I took a little bit of my birthday money, and I ordered a couple of people who are in the know with orcs. I hear a lot of people say good things about Gear Guts. They're a third-party design of mostly orc stuff. You know, like I bought those commandos from Scarecrow.
I swear to God, I thought I heard you say Deer Guts.
Gear Guts.
Like, okay, why are you going to go to
Gear Guts?
Deer Guts.
Gear.
Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
But yeah, so I used a little bit of my birthday money, and I bought up some tank busters, 5 tank busters to add some more shooting to my orcs, and 5 of their scrap guns, which are basically their brand of Ludas.
Nice.
So, I mean, 5 and 5, that's not like necessarily adding a lot of shooting. A lot of people who take Ludas bring like 15. And I'm not trying to spam them right now. We'll see how they do in game. Who knows? I might come back with, oh, freak, I ordered another 15 of these guys by accident.
Click, bong. Hello?
Hello? Anyways, so yeah, that is one of my goals for the orcs this year, is to add more shooting, because I love my goths, and I love the melee. The melee is why I like orcs. But man, unless you get your key units into melee, it's hurtful to just be shot to death by the fists before you get there. And so, not that I'm saying I plan on doing a ton of damage with shooting, especially since, like I said, I play Goths. I don't have the re-rolls to shooting like Bad Moons or Death Skulls. But, you know, I think having some covering fire is going to make a difference, you know. So right. I'm looking forward to that, just adding a little bit of shooting power to my dudes. You know, if I can take out, let's say, one shooting thing that's, like, really destroying me. Was that Gear Guts? Did you use any discount codes? I didn't even know there were discount codes. I heard Beer Guts. Well, I mean, you know, especially if you mix the beer and pretzels, you will get Beer Guts.
Indeed.
I did pick up a Ragnar Blackmane. I would like to get him added to my small group of painted Space Wolves. That's something I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But yeah, so adding some shooting is one of my orc goals for the year. The Knights, we just talked about that. I'm going to do that. Short-term goal, I want to paint up this amazing gift that Debunka sent me. And of course, I want to do some my Corsaro Khan and some Blade Guard to escort him for my White Scars. So I've got a couple of things there.
I don't even know why I failed to mention the Stormfang gunship. I think that's got to be one of my priorities. So because that's part of my Space Wolf army. So
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm really excited, especially because, you know, my Stormfang was one of the first things, my first big things I did for my Space Wolf. So it's back in like my original, like I still am learning how to paint for the first 2 months, you know, kind of paint style. So I'm going to go back and repaint that at some point. I don't know if it's a this year goal. I'm going to go repaint that at some point. But that means seeing you paint up one, and you're already a better painter than me, I'm going to get a chance to see a really good looking Stormfang gunship up close. So
yeah, I'm going to put that on my I'll put this on my bench.
Cool. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
that is going to be awesome.
That'll be a fun thing to put together.
Kaiju, let me hook you up. Thank you so much, my brother. I have 22 bear cavalry coming from a friend that 3D printed them up for me. So looking forward to converting them and painting.
That's
oh my god,
so cool.
That is a lot of cavalry. Bear cavalry
cool
too.
Bears. That's pretty neat.
I actually, before my brother that plays orcs got out of the game, I wanted to do some bear cavalry for him because it's my sister Heather's husband, and you know she's the little bear, he's the papa bear, and they of course have a baby together. That's the baby bear. So bears are like their family thing, and he had an interest in Space Wolves, so I wanted to do a bear cavalry Space Wolf army for him. It's a shame he's not in the game anymore because now that 3D printing is so prevalent, I could do that, you know. But anyways, that would still something I'd like to do someday. But he, like I said, he's not in the game anymore. Richard Smith, I got the Perry's Agincourt English box for Christmas. I probably butchered that. I apologize. And hopefully get some Lion Rampant on the go. Nice. Running Bear, one of his goals, maybe start a non-Space Marine army. Awesome. Richard Smith wants to get his second 1,000 points of Death Guard painted up for when the Rona pisses off. Also, he wants to get back into historicals. He's been painting some 100 Years' War French Knights very slowly. Those look really good too. He's been like freehanding all the heraldry on the horses and the shields and stuff like that. It looks good, man. It looks real good. Gamers with Coffee, hoping to game more, turn more people to tabletop gaming. Got to work shortly. Have a great new year, everyone here. You have to go take care. Man, I probably missed you, but I hope you have a wonderful and awesome day. Splash and paint on something. Got into 3D printing. Makes sense. New stream into the unpainted mini Mountain of Shame. Be careful, you guys. You guys are still just a pile of shame. Yeah, I think I've expanded more than a pile now. It's spilling out of drawers and cupboards. I've definitely got, and that's one of my things I want to do this year is make a bigger dent. And you know, this past year, that's one of the accomplishments I forgot to mention. I did 111 models, the highest count of models I've done in a year yet. And I think that has helped me knock a good chunk into my pile of shame. However, with the release of Shadowspear and Indomitus, I acquired a lot more gray plastic. So I think it really just kind of leveled out there, but I still feel like I made a good dent in it. So I want to keep up that momentum, paint a lot of stuff this year, and continue to grind that down, so to speak. With that being said, okay, I've already given you guys a bunch of stuff. My next goal is I want to get back into my Space Wolves in a big way. Well, in a big way. You know, I've got several squads I want to do for them. I have assault intercessors for them. I have incursors that I want to do for them, because with the changes to incursors, they're so good for Space Wolves now. And I said when they first came out, this is the least Space Wolfy unit. But man, with those changes, man, they've really come into, I think, a great place with Space Wolves. So anyways, I've got several squads I want to do with them. I want to do Blade Guard for Space Wolves. I want to do incursors. I want to do assault intercessors, which means I'll actually be back to having enough for a battalion for Space Wolves. And of course, to go with all these epic things, I want to paint up my Ragnar Blackmane. So I've got lots of stuff coming for Space Wolves. Also, I have kind of been sitting on a project for a while now, and I kind of want to do a set of long fangs for them. I don't know if I want to go las cannons, missiles, or plasma. Plasma long fangs were really, really good in 8th edition. They are not as good in 9th, but I kind of want to do them anyways. The idea seems really cool, and I just like plasma cannons. So anyway, so that's another thing. And then, of course, if there's time, I want to start my sister's army because they've been sitting in boxes for a while. And I've got Shadowspear still sitting here with the plastic wrap on it. So I want to get to my Ultramarines at some point. I have so many things I want to do this year. Just need to make it happen. Big Mech Dan Skull is doing a project where he calls it his Hobby 360. I think it was Hobby 365 project, where he wants to do a year's worth of minis, 365 minis in 365 days. I don't think I'm going to get there. I'm not anticipating getting there.
Mm-hmm.
However, being that I want to increase my speed, the speed at which I paint, and I think that's a really motivating thing he's doing. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to get there. I don't think I will, but it's a good thing to chase, I think, to try and keep me on track for painting a lot. So, anyways, there's a lot of things I want to accomplish this year.
Very nice.
But and I know that's a lot of things I want to accomplish, but if I have the same steam I did last year, the last couple years in a row, I've painted up an army per year. White Scars 1 year, AdMech 1 year, Orcs this year. I think I can continue on doing. Oh, and one other thing. I got those beautiful, beautiful Stormcast from Oni. I want to get in a game of AOS. Good night, Jedi Jim, my man. Great talking with you. Gamecraft Dragon, what's up? Lars is here. Brother Lars. The beginning of my list of orcs to paint. We've got Grot Mega Tank, assemble and paint other Grot Mega Tank build. Paint Battle Wagon into a gun wagon. Rebase the infantry I want to use. Oh, that's another thing. I've got a start. I've got some. They're not called commandos. I always want to say commandos. I've got some
Commandos?
Storm Boys. I want to get, because I love the idea of the numbers with Goths and the movement of Storm Boys, and I want to start seeing how those guys are going to perform on the table. Who took my dices here? Man, we got some awesome people here tonight. Hello, gents, just lurking about. Glad to see you back. Thank you, my brother. Richard Smith says, thanks, dude. I just thought I'd practice some techniques I'd never attempted before. Freehand is fairly basic. Got to start somewhere. Well, it looks great, man, so far. I am still kind of on my beginnings, but I really just started doing freehand with the tribal triangles on my White Scars. And I figured that because they're tribal, I could be a little sloppier. And that was my starting point. And now I think I do fairly competent checkers, which is still a simple freehand, but I definitely feel like I've progressed from where I started with just the tribal triangles. I feel like my checkerboard has gotten better. But yeah, so like you said, got to start somewhere, right? I mean, I by no means can draw or do any actual art, so I don't think my freehand is ever going to progress to like the Nerd Life or Grumpy Guy Gaming, kind of freehand, but it's a little something. First thing on my list this year is paint less minis. Gamecraft Dragon has done an awesome job of speed painting, and now he said he's going to work on painting less minis to do a lot more terrain and also up his quality game. So
I can hear that.
That's awesome.
Yep, definitely can relate to that.
All right, I think I'm caught up, my man.
Okay, we've got 30 minutes.
And then you guys already heard about some of my other goals, like.
Yeah, you're right. If we don't stop him, he'll continue. So let's just go to the art of the week. So
I know it's like I nonstop talk. Hey, while you go through some of the art of the week, you starting from the bottom or from the top?
I start from the top. I think there's some knights that I saw that we're going to pull from.
Your starting piece will be I separated with Grumpy Guy Gaming's logo.
Yes, I saw that.
Because a lot of the stuff underneath that is Grumpy Guy Gaming.
Right.
So that'll be your starting point.
Okay.
Chat with them a minute to cover that, and I'm going to step to the restroom.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm really loving this, the art of the week, and I like to get into that. I mean, we can keep going on and on and on about stuff, but honestly, man, this art of the week is absolutely amazing. So let's transition. All right, here we go, guys. Check this out. All right. Look at this, man. This is, again, Grumpy Guy Gaming. Grumpy is an amazing painter. This guy, and a lot of it, it's all free. It's all hand brushed. It's not airbrushed. He does absolutely gorgeous work just by hand. He's just that talented of a guy. So Gorgeous, gorgeous work on this on this guy. I think what is this? A Titan? Definitely an uber badass mini. Got another shot here. You can, I mean, look at the weathering. I mean, again, this is all hand drawn, hand painted, and he's crushing it. A little chaosy going there, yeah. Also, look at this. He's done a great job with the heat bloom. Okay, so I like heat bloom. I think it really gives a dynamic look to anything that has a gun, a weapon. But just the light heat bloom that looks like this thing has been really used, just makes it goes a long way, and I love this. Very well done. Let's see what else we got. There's another shot here in the front, man. Looks. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Again, Grumpy Guy is in a league of his own. To be able to look at this, to be able to push out this kind of quality work, and it's cool because all of his work is different. There's nothing the same. Nothing looks like it's the same style. He just look at this. You got all the different colors. I love this. Beautiful, beautiful work, man. Jesus. Yeah. I'm about to start setting up a pile of brushes to start burning. It's just ridiculous. Gorgeous, gorgeous work from Grumpy here. Yep, and the hits keep on hitting. It's a close-up shot of that bad boy.
I know his quality is insane, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. But like I was saying, I love the level of his heat bloom. It's not excessive, but it's just enough to let you know this Joker has been in battle. It's been used.
I feel called out here.
Nonsense.
I'm just playing.
Look at this. Again, he does a lot of free hand stuff. Beautiful, beautiful work. Gorgeous. Look at this. I mean, this is all weathering. He does his own weathering. It just looks so realistic.
And I always find, like you were saying about the heat bloom, I always find his level of weathering tasteful. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Like the artwork still comes through. You can still see the quality of the paint.
Right.
But also, it looks like it's been through some shit.
Right.
You know?
But the thing is, there's different. Right. Okay. So there's different ways of doing heat bloom, and your preference of heat bloom is more of the comic look. Which is like, hey, this thing is just to the point of almost melting the barrels. It's like, this thing is just shot your face off. And this one is a little more subtle.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I lean on. It's neither good nor bad. It's just a difference in taste. So.
Oh yeah. No, I was just joking about the.
You feel triggered?
Say something.
You feeling triggered, bro?
I'm so triggered.
That's just again. I mean, this is. I look at this, and the first thing it reminds me of is Mech Warriors. Stuff like that. Yeah. Titanfall, that kind of crap. Just so cool.
Lars says he got Storm Boys he needs to finish too. Man, whenever Freak and I get through this night project together, you and me, we're going to do a Storm Boys project together. We'll motivate each other to finish the Storm Boys.
Right. I love this. Gorgeous pose. I mean, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Scorched earth, terrain.
Man, I have missed the salt. I don't even know if we got to like it. I mean, there was a little play salt there, but
yeah. It's so funny when we're playing Phasmophobia. The thing is, did anybody grab the salt? And I said, hey, Mythos, how do you feel about Tau? Oh God, there you go. We got salt.
Lily does that too.
Yeah.
We need some salt in here, honey. Come here.
Yeah. This is just amazing.
No, I was telling him how when we play Phasmophobia, you also do that to me. We need some salt in here. Honey, come here. I think you are wrong. I'm not that salty. I'm not a salty person.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, start growing.
Also, add that to my things I want in 2021. I want some freaking brand Red Maw. Anyways.
Look at this checker. Okay, so he does the checkerboard, and then he weathers it.
Yeah, you got to love that the way it's incorporated, the hazard stripes, and the fading on top of it really blends it in to make it look natural.
Yeah. Trying to see if I'm going the right direction. Yes, I am. Good grief. Ooh.
Grumpy's magic, man.
Jeez, look at this, dude.
And you know, Grumpy's like Elston. It's like you're like, man, look at all this entire Adeptus Titanicus army, and he's like, yeah, I did that in about 2.5 hours. Right. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did it while I was bored. What? You were bored? What, you were on a toilet when you did this? What the hell? It is.
Iron Warriors, Terminators, they look so good.
Yeah, they do.
You know, a lot of people say that like Iron Warriors, you know, they say, you know, some people say an easy scheme to do. But when you do all the little details, like add in every single hazard stripe on Iron Warriors and then the weathering, and I mean, like the way he's weathered these, you can't even like the iron, the metallics, they look so beaten down, like they have just been, you know, trudging through this desert for freaking ever, you know, like they've been through sandstorms, they've been weather beaten, they've been through some crap, you know, like this was definitely no, oh, well, I'm just going to spray it all lead belcher and don't oil it down, you know, like this guy, when you take something that's allegedly simple and you knock it out of the park like this, that really says a lot about your skill level.
It really does, man. Gorgeous.
The hazard stripes are all even.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't. Admittedly, when I start doing checkerboard or hazard stripes, none of the stripes are ever the same thick.
What I find is interesting is that he does the hazard stripes, and he does them perfectly, and then he weathers it.
Yeah, it looks perfect. It blends it in perfectly.
Look at this. I don't know why, but I'm getting some oh god, that Transformer vibes on this. It's so cool.
Yeah, it does look like something you see, especially in the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. Those are Ambots from one of the Blackstone Fortress expansions.
Really?
Yep.
Cool.
They look great. I don't play Blackstone Fortress. I mean, that's something I want to look into maybe playing with like Lily and the kids someday.
Yeah.
But like, I really just want these to paint them. You know, these are just such cool models.
Yeah, that looks so damn cool. Oh, hey, did you see the link that I sent you? What I want to print out for my Space Wolves?
Of course, totally. Where'd you send it?
To your personal messenger. This is just
nice. Oh, those are going to be epic.
Oh, I know. I really like those looks, man. Look at this guy, man.
These are from the GW Necromunda series.
Nice.
That again, look at Grumpy's skin tones there. Look how defined those muscles are. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The weathering and rust on those yellow, the weathering and rust on the yellow armor and stuff like that really gives them like a construction yard kind of feel.
Yeah. It's so funny to see that. It looks like, you know, some armor had fallen off of a Space Marine, and these guys just ran up and grabbed it and put it on.
Redbeard Boss, maker of the famous ghost brushes, here in the chat. This man, you remember how we were saying when last time he was on our show, like if he just decided he was going to be, super stocky and buff like Batman, he just would.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, I've been seeing this guy's Facebook profile lately, and he's like, yeah, today I did like 600 burpees,
God.
700 push-ups, and I ran 14 miles. And this guy's
14
killing
miles.
it this year.
And if I run 14 feet, I breathe heavy.
All right.
Yes.
He says he did 500 push-ups just today. Jesus.
500.
Yeah, this guy's like getting to Bruce Wayne level.
Good God, man. Push-ups? It is, man.
This guy,
Cyclops
Grumpy, has really nailed this, like I said, construction yard feel. It's so good.
Yeah. Look at that. That's just so cool.
You know what I want to say his paint scheme for these guys reminds me of? Like if you go to an actual construction yard and look at Caterpillar machines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's exactly what it reminds me of.
Construction equipment, yep.
Specifically the kind of weathering I tend to see on Caterpillar. Oh, look at this art of the week.
Look at this guy.
I remember seeing this today on the Instagrams. Well, this was my final model of 2020. I enjoyed how it came out and just wanted to share it with you guys.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love the dirt on the wheels. Just very well done. Very nice.
Red says he did 100 burpees today. Kaiju says, I'm going to need a lot more soda for that amount of burpees. Yeah, I can't wait to get these guys riding with my white scars.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you very much, Running Bear. He seems...
God, why?
Okay, so you guys will see the meme. That actually go click forward to until you see the meme, and we'll come back to these.
All right.
So one of my friends, I want to say it was maybe Wybird. One of my friends in the Chilling Wargamers Discord posted this. This is how people with an airbrush look to people still using a brush. Very hoity-toity. Oh. So, of course, I had to respond with a couple of quick Photoshops.
All right. Hold on. Where is it?
Yeah, it should just be back to.
Yeah. Just.
Thank you so much, Kaiju, Running Bear. G, my man. So, of course, I responded with these.
You paint with Duke. Your hands, do you?
There's Duke Freak of airbrushing.
Peasant, hand me my airbrush and do not drop it. Worth more than your soul.
Sir Mythos of airbrushing. Also, in this one, because these are actual Renaissance painting I pulled off Google, and this guy had a tiny toy dog, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to put me in this picture painting a tiny toy dog. So then I photoshopped in Commander 2. The dainty hands in Renaissance paintings always amuses Lily, so I made sure to make sure to Photoshop that correctly right over the pup.
Yeah, there's one that was similar, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but let's see, where's it at? Here it is.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I just don't understand what's happening here. It's like,
you guys, my brother Freak is ridiculous. He sent me this text that said, my dog's name is Commander. He said, oh, hell no, there's no way I'm going to let Commander upstage me. So he sends me this picture. Yeah, I don't know what to do with my brother.
Okay.
Although strangely, this picture got a lot of hits on Reddit, and I keep getting solicited offers from mysterious people. Right. Mythos is his trusty hound Freak. That's like, the best yet.
It's like, how can we breed this? Or who was drunk enough to breed it? Oh God. Okay, sorry.
Y'all, my brother's so ridiculous. Oh, now I see how you feel about us common folks. Get the brushes. I have I have a pure to build for all you airbrush peeps. The freak breeding program. Man, don't don't type that into Pornhub. Whatever you do, do not type that in, or even Google. Kaiju says that giant Godzilla I did before the end of the year was all hand brushed. Worst idea I've had in the last fortnight.
Oh no.
That's commitment, Kaiju. There's one
Man.
thing I appreciate, it's commitment, man. You committed to that. This non-metallic here is freaking.
This.
If his finger wasn't in or her, if their finger wasn't in the picture,
Yep.
I would say that this was a wall art.
Exactly. Yeah.
This doesn't look painted.
This is 100%
Their finger
by
there for the
hand,
3D
dude.
effect.
Not airbrushed at all. Damn.
Saving this to the bookmark. Oh man,
That is insane.
I'll toss it up on either our Facebook or our Instagram, so that way you can bookmark it there. The freak breeding program. This level of non-metallic metal is just absolutely crazy.
Oh God.
This is from what's that name?
Tabo Jin.
Tabo Jim. Craziness.
Oh man.
Crazy. Like this is another level.
It's amazing that you're looking at it super close, and there's not a bad stroke
Not
anywhere.
one thing out of stray. Yeah, nothing stray. Some beautiful work right there. And this is freaking ludicrous.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if I can praise this, D. Just frustrating look. This man completed over 500 models this year. I think it was like closer to 600.
It looks like GW threw up all over the table. Holy crap. Just hurled.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
That gives me PTSD. Man, I wish I could crank out this many minis. You know what's funny is I was watching Big Mac Danskull talk about his Hobby 365 challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent half the time thinking, man, freaking Big D from Gamecraft Dragon almost lapped that for a second time. Like, so mad. Mad because I'm jealous. Like, it's a really great work, brother. Really great work. But yeah, and look at that. Look at that smug look. Look how chuffed he is with himself.
Damn it.
Makes me so mad I could spit. Go ahead. Well, yes, it did.
My God.
This was submitted. Oof. Okay. This was either Commodore or Big D, and I can't remember which. I want to say this is Big D who submitted this. Thousand Suns. We've seen their work on the channel before. Always breathtaking work. And this is so good because it reminds me of something I might see in the world of He-Man or She-Ra, but like with massively upgraded graphics. That's just incredible.
Oh wow.
Like that's the kind of thing that makes me want to find that game. This is from somebody's female Primaire Space Marine conversions, the Daughters of Rust, they call them. Very cool. And of course, I know some people feel very strongly about, there's no such thing as female Space Marines. I'm all about, I know that, there are lore reasons for things and that, Some people are very much sticklers about the lore. I'm all about, create the art you want to create. So
Exactly. I
I
agree
have
with
no problem with this person doing a female take on Space Marines. It looks great. They've done a great job with it. And I know that's a very controversial opinion, but you know what? If it makes them happy, let them be them.
that. Do you, boo?
You do you, boo.
By Paint Potkin.
Siege Studios, of course, always cranking out amazing looking work. The Pale Orc, what had I missed? We rambled a lot about 2020 accomplishments, couple disappointments, goals for 2021, and now we're looking at a bunch of art. Your stuff hasn't made it on screen yet, but it is coming up a couple of times. Also, uh, uh, Big D's pure efficiency triggered me a little bit. Oh, you also missed the freak breeding program. Forgot about that. That's what I want for my Tyranids, minus the plants. Very cool. Yeah, that's just incredible looking. I almost want to see a Tyranid player use that giant beetle that she's on, because I think it would make a really cool Tyranid. But I've always loved that mini. The little goddess on top, the big beetle, just looks cool.
Rob the Lost Painter.
Rob the Lost Painter. I love what they've done with this.
Genie.
We talk about this a lot. The transition from warm colors to cool colors.
Yep.
I think this transition from pink to white to blue looks amazing. Yep, it's incredible. And then the little smoke effect towards the bottom where it's going into the bottle or coming out of the bottle, one of the two. Everything about this painting is amazing.
Jen.
Ah, that big beetle model we were looking at. Alariel. Kaiju's pretty keen to get it. That'll be cool.
Nice.
The God of the Pointies. I really like that genie or Jin we were just looking at. This, one of my favorite D&D characters, best for minis, you're right. This is a take on Drist, I believe, from The Legend of Drist. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You've not read the books before. They're very good, or at least the first three are. Yep, it right there, Drist Orden. Really, really love those books. Actually, no, the first six are good. It was the seventh one that pissed me off. Because you have two trilogies back to back with amazing characters. And then you get to book 7 and you just like screw them all over. Like, wait a minute. Oh, damn. I just saw the price. It'd be cheaper to breed one and hollow it out. I hope you mean the beetle and not the freaks we were talking about breeding.
Yeah, that would be painful.
Look at the snow effect, dude. There's just the right spots on the cloak to add that snow effect on and stuff like that. And the skin tones on Drist, he's a dark elf. He's got the dark elf skin color, very nice. The transitions on the cloak look amazing. The way that they've incorporated the basing onto the model itself to show that he's in the snow environment just looks amazing. It's one of my favorite D&D characters, dude. One of. That's so cool.
Ooh, I love
freaking that. Drizzt, baby. Every different angle shows something else that's really cool too, like the interior of the cloaks there, the quality of on the leather. Wolfgar and Brunor were my favorite characters. They are very awesome characters. That's actually because it's my love for Wolfgar and Brunor. That's why I don't like book 7.
Gaming Studios.
Wicked Gaming Studios. This color scheme just it says flames to me. It's very cool. Very. This color scheme is very hot. This color scheme is straight fire. I like kind of like the purpley stone sword too. That was pretty cool.
Angel Giraldez. I love that spin up to
The sword, the non-metallic
yep.
metal, the eyes on the mini, the details of the teeth in the mouth,
Yeah.
and of course, how long do you think it took to freehand that what's it called? The flannel
Right.
on the outfit there.
That's
Plaid. That's what I meant. Plaid. Thank you. Yeah, that plaid. How many hours do you think went into that clothing?
blows me away.
It's
Look at the
incredible.
holes.
I mean, it's amazing.
Look at the holes in the on the belts.
Yeah, you can see worn leather around the belt holes. Yeah, like you can see. It looks almost like, especially if you look at the bottom of the kilt, it's like you can see individual threads in the fabric there. It's incredible. Angel does amazing work. Like
El Minturista.
this has to be one of the coolest gray knights. One of the coolest gray knights I've ever seen in my life.
OSL for days, baby.
OSL for days. And again, it's that combination I love seeing. You've got the cooler tones, where they're showing the difference between the light and the darkness. You've got the warmer tones radiating from the top where the sword is. Around the bottom, you notice it's not just the steel of the Grey Knights, but they've got that blue tinted cold tone, so that way you're transitioning from the areas with the warm light.
Yeah, it looks
to
like
the cold light.
bioluminescence.
Yeah, it's incredible. The glow in the eyes really add to the effect. Like the lenses of the helmet are catching the light. So it's like they glow brighter than the rest of the OSL around it, I really, 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 really love the white heat where the
Right
glaive blade meets the base.
Yeah.
Usually you see the opposite. You see like a lot of people do it darker right by the base. I don't even think I could pull that off. Like, I think with me, it would just look like white paint at the bottom there. But they've really got that white heat looking good. The crazy thing is that the OSL is so breathtaking. Like the rest of the details are incredibly well smashed out, but you don't even notice them.
Right.
Honestly, like look at the detailed writing in the book.
Yeah.
Very well done. It's very in scale. All the little details like the shading on the storm bolter, or the paper. The how well shaded the gray itself on the Gray Knight is. There's so much good stuff there, but everything is just like you don't even see it. Your eyes are drawn to that amazing OSL. This Rune Priest, though, I don't even remember who sent me this, but when I saw it, I was just like, I have to do this. Like the head they've put on there is perfect. The hair, they must have sculpted it because it really looks like their hair is like flowing in some kind of frosty wind.
Yeah.
The wolf is like a ghosty spectral wolf on there.
Yep.
It's like, and it matches the color of the psychic energy in his eyes and on his sword and in his hand. So it looks like he summoned up this wolf spirit here. The whole piece goes together amazingly. Also, Freak, there's a spell called Fury of the Wolf Spirits that lets you add extra attacks onto your Rune Priest. And so this looks like he's summoning up that Fury of the Wolf Spirits, like boom, this is what he's doing this
That's
turn.
awesome.
It's
By
oh my
Mechanicum
god,
Forge.
it's it's thematic, it's perfectly fluffy, it's super phenomenally executed, and it kind of is like a great nod to current rules.
All right, all right. Don't beat
This, I
yourself.
mean,
It's okay.
we're this is only January. This might be my piece of the year.
Well,
Like,
I hope you get more peace. So, by Mechanicum Forge. Da
man,
Pelork.
seriously, I think I just had a nerdgasm there. Anyways, dude, so we've seen some of his Nurgle stuff before, and it's always cool. But the really wet looking blood bases always are immediately eye catching. And I think the fact that he rims his bases with that kind of gold or bronze, it really helps that blood pool base stand out even more. Very cool looking. But yeah, that is the just the Nurgle stuff he painted last year. Just the Nurgle stuff. He calls this his Sons of Decay army. That's what he calls his Nurgle stuff, his
Yeah.
Death Guard stuff.
A lot of blood.
I think, and this has been a few days, and he paints really fast, so he might actually be done with them all right now. But I think he just said he had a couple more characters, and he's completely done with his army. He's out of stuff to paint. It's crazy. Crazy stuff
Dude, look
here.
at the blood
Like,
dripping.
yeah. It's funny. Nurgle is one of the few armies that you could be looking at someone's artwork and going, man, this stuff is so gross and
Yep.
filthy and disgusting. Oh, thank you. I mean, he's really nailed that aesthetic, though. This definitely looks like an undead army. Everything is just rotting and decaying, and there's gore everywhere. It's so on brand. And I think I'm not normally a gore kind of person, but I think maybe it's just because it's something different, right?
Right.
I think I might actually like this aesthetic on the Death Guard because I've never really been a Death Guard fan, and I'm still not a Death Guard fan, honestly. However, I think I might like this aesthetic more on the Death Guard than all the putrid stuff, the green, like snot
The
kind of,
slime, yeah.
snot and slime and all that on the Death Guard and whatnot. I think I like this blood and rotting flesh look better than the classic Death Guard stuff. Blood orgy. Wow, just typing that makes me wonder where Inquisitor Zane is. So check this out. This is a piece of Necron terrain that was made by Coffee with Gamer's wife. Look at the cool amount of texture and stuff on that, and like all the moss between the different layers and stuff like that. Okay, so not the entire army was done last year. He said he painted his Lord of Contagion before that. So yeah, check that out. That was her start to the build. That was just straight up cardboard, and it became that cool looking piece of terrain we were just looking at.
That is so neat.
It was one cool ass piece of terrain. Very cool. I mean, I'd definitely be happy to play with that. Put that on the table. The rest was done in about a week, all characters and all. Oh man, you make me so jealous, my man. You make me so jealous. I just can't paint fast, even when I try. Remember when I started Orcs, I said, I'm going to go with Goths because it's going to be a nice, easy color scheme I'll be able to knock out quickly. And then I made things complicated for myself. Back to the freak breeding program.
There you go. Let that haunt your dreams for the night.
All right. One more time, because again, I'm really excited. I'm gonna have some good dreams now. One more again. I'm gonna post it up one more again, guys. I'm really looking forward to working on the Def Tread model that Freak is gonna print up for me. There's the link one more time if you guys want to check that bad boy out. It's going to be pretty sweet. All right, so Freak, closing thoughts, my man. What you thinking about tonight's show? We talked about a lot of stuff tonight. We looked at a lot of good art, and we talked about our past. We talked a little bit about our future, baby.
Yeah, we'll be curious to see how our future actually turns out. I mean, I've got an idea what I want to get started with. I think that Stormfang gunship is going to be really, really freaking sweet.
Sweet. When do you want to do the nights? I want to do that back to back.
Yeah,
neck and neck.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do that, man. We gotta coordinate and see when we can actually do that. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I think I'll probably do that one. Probably for my Space Wolves. Oh, that'd be pretty cool to do.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the Armiger, I think I'm gonna do that one on my Imperial Fist. So I'm not sure which way I want to get my a big one. I keep forgetting the name of it, but yeah, I'm not sure where I'm gonna put him.
Castigator.
The Castigator, yeah. But Elstination, as always.
Right at the end.
But yeah, man, I'm pretty stoked, pretty excited. Looking forward to the year, man. Looking forward to see what cool stuff we get together, and you know, I'm really, really, really excited about what we can do for your computer. I think it's going to really get us at a different level. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited what we got going on. So.
No need to apologize, Elstination, my man. We always hate, cutting into the early morning hours of our friends across the pond, but we always appreciate every moment when you guys are here.
There you go. Richard asked, "Hey, Elston, how many minis have you painted since you woke up 6 seconds ago?"
We've also got our brother, the Restless Kaiser. Hello, beautiful people. I am the Restless Kaiser, and he's Johnny B. And together we are Modeling for Advantage. Whoop, whoop. Oh, sorry. Wait. No, we are not Modeling for Advantage. They're Modeling for Advantage. My bad. I get confused sometimes. They took a little venture into the live stream world the other night, Freakalicious.
That right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Got to actually chat. I mean, I was in the chat. I wasn't like on their show, but I was in the chat. It was kind of cool to be able to talk to Kaiser and Johnny B and get, have them talk back. It was kind of cool.
It's definitely a different world, between doing a pre-recorded and a live show. So
it's interesting. It's definitely interesting because even if when you leave a comment on a pre-recorded, even if they immediately message you back, which is always very cool,
right?
But it's always still a different feeling than like I guess the instant interaction or a live chat.
Yeah.
Because you feel comfortable prolonging the conversation,
right?
It's
and you feel connected actually.
Yeah. There's a little connection there. So. We got to have, there's so many people I want to get on the channel in the future that we haven't had on the channel. But at the same time, man, we've got to have the Kaiser back. And I would love to do another 2v2, have him and maybe Johnny B on the show at some point.
Oh, definitely.
That would be super cool. I mean, we actually got to, plan some UK shows at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, there's so many. They said they're in another they're another lockdown there, so they can't make the kind of content they normally would, so they got to experiment.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's Necessity's the mother of invention, yeah.
Yep. Actually, that's kind of what got us into live streams too, because when Freak and I lived close to each other, we were getting in weekly games. And then when I moved back to Kingwood, we couldn't do that anymore.
Well, when we first started, we were playing every Friday night at the game store. You know,
absolutely.
So we were seeing each other every week, and
yeah, because you were working on this end of town, and we would get together here. And then when I moved closer to you, you weren't working on this end of town anymore, so we couldn't go to the local, but we went to your house.
Yep.
And then when I moved back here, and you were no longer working on this end, we had to come up with something else, and live stream just kind of became the thing. So
a lot of people, or a few people, are a little upset that Elsa Nation missed the freak breeding program. I guess I'll go ahead and throw that on there for flips and giggles here. Let's make sure it's done right.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. Out of the week. There we go. This is for you, Alston.
Yep, the C920 is what we use as well.
Yep.
Okay, so you may remember in the Chilling Wargamers Discord the other day, Elsa Nation, somebody put up the picture that said, it was two parodies of like Renaissance kind of guys, and it said, "This is what people using an airbrush look like to people still using a brush." And so, of course, I did not with Freak's face, with Commander's face on there. I did Renaissance, Wolf Brother. And Freak was like, "Oh, hell no. There's no way Commander's going to upstage me." And that's how we got here. This is how we got to this point in life. Oh, man. I don't even have words for this. I want just my phone background.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? You can have it as your phone background. I'm going to post this up on our Facebook page right now.
Oh god.
Actually, I deleted that when you first sent it to me. I'm going to need you to. I'm going to have to save it from our Heart of the Week. Oh no! I missed. Kaiju submitted an Art of the Week. I'm so sorry. I have failed.
So yeah, there you go, guys. And this was one of the most extensive breeding programs that we were able to find. I still don't know where his hand was prior to putting it on the top of the main, but Mythos was pretty proud of that puppy. Loves him so much.
My goodness.
The temple of the freakish bulldog. Oh god. So yeah, there you go.
Well, that is our show for the night. Fine example of a freak bulldog. Better breeding program than cloning Space Marines. Oh my goodness. How do we get to this point in life?
I don't know.
Anyways, guys, this is why people mistake you for being Spanish. You put out conquering. You should be out conquering Mexico in 1609 in that year. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't know how the highlight of tonight's show became the freak breeding program, but it exists now.
God.
So hopefully we'll have some news for you guys soon on when our first UK show of 2020 is. Freak and I are going to have a meeting about that tomorrow.
Yep. And when the freak will have, and when that freak puppy will have puppies. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. You guys have been absolutely a blast for the chat tonight, and it was a great way to kick off our first live stream of 2021. So we really, really appreciate you guys. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked tonight's episode, even with the freak breeding program, please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below, and feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. And tonight, I absolutely do mean a ridiculous. Like, girl, the back of your head is ridiculous. And if you guys are not yet part of the pack, we would like you to make sure that you've joined all the Chilling Network channels below, and we would love to have you as part of our hobby family, part of our pack here on the Frost and Fist.
Oh, yeah.
Until next time, guys.
Stay frosty.